Assalamualaikum, good morning semua. Daniel.
Very warm, actually cool morning in the Sepang International Circuit for the round the 2022 PETRONAS Malaysian Cub Prix. Mendung hari ni ya?
Mendung. Kita dah lama tak berjumpa semua peminat Cub Prix. Kita last 18 September itu dekat Tangkak. Daniel pun sampai dah kurus lah.
Betul, semua dah different dah. Rasanya rider pun boleh nampak berat dah naik turun semua.
Pusingan ke-9 di Litar Sepang Selatan ini adalah persaingan yang masih berdebarkan, terutamanya kategori perdana CP150. Kita tahu Afif masih mendahului, tapi rakan sepasukannya Izzat Zaidi yang terus memberikan saingan sedikit. Perbezaan 20 mata tak salah saya untuk perebutan kejuaraan.
Betul. So technically kalau kita tengok dalam segi championship, ada peluang untuk Afif.
Betul.
Tapi ada juga peluang untuk rider lain to keep the drive all the way until next month punya final round.
Betul. Kalau di sini Afif di podium selaku juara, dia akan mengesahkan lebih awal kejuaraan untuk kategori dia. Tapi andai kata perkara lain berlaku, terutamanya Ayoy, kalau Ayoy hari ini menang, Afif di belakangnya, kalau di tempat ketiga, mungkin cabaran itu akan lebih mendebarkan dibawa ke pusingan terakhir nanti.
Kita tahu dekat Sepang ni memang susah nak fight for podium sebab ada 10 sampai ke maybe position 10 sampai 15 still ada peluang untuk dapatkan podium on the last lap. So it's not an easy task.
Yeah. Bukan hanya kategori perdana, semua kategori CP125 juga kita nak saksikan. Syafiq, ramai lagi lah semua. Hafizah Rofa terutamanya, persaingan untuk perebutan keseluruhan. Apapun dia hari ini dan juga esok, semua peminat boleh datang masuk percuma.
That's right. The grandstands are right here. You guys boleh tengok, boleh nampak riders depan-depan dekat sini je. Tak jauh, but you can see all the action, all the drama kat sini. So it's worth it. Rugi kalau tak datang.
Rugi. Kalau sebelum dia pernah datang pusingan apa saya lupa. Sebenarnya di Sepang yang terlepas cabutan butuh menang motosikal, ada lagi peluang di sini.
Betul.
Boleh dapat motosikal lagi untuk minggu ini. Caranya mudah, datang, masuk percuma, beli happy bag and happy ending. Maybe.
That's right. So don't miss opportunity datang ke Sepang. Happy bag hanya RM60 saja.
RM60. Ya, hari ini dan juga esok. Nampak kita dah dengar. Untuk aksi pertama, sesi free practice akan keluar sebentar nanti. Jadi terus bersama kami di Facebook Live hari ini dan juga esok. Esok perlumbaan di RTM dan juga di Astro Arena. Cuba sekejap lagi. Baik, selamat pagi semua. Kita kembali semula selepas berehat panjang. Selepas pusingan yang ke-8 di tangkap lalu, kita kembali ke Sepang pula, ke Litar Antarabangsa Sepang Selatan. Sesi pagi ini kita bermula dengan sesi yang pertama, CP150 untuk latihan bebas yang pertama. Daniel, apa khabar Daniel?
Khabar baik, Alhamdulillah. Abang? Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
So we are back now, and on screen, yellow flags being waved. We saw a few people taking a couple of falls. It's tricky conditions today. It was raining this morning and it stopped, but it's still not a proper dry line. However, looking in the distance, it looks to be rain clouds on the way. So not the weather a lot of riders would have hoped for.
Ya, sedia maklum keadaan cuaca setiap hari lebih kepada hujan, namun sebagaimana Daniel kongsikan itu adalah debaran untuk kita nantikan. Namun seketika di Litar berbaki kurang 8 minit ini, bermaksud dah lebih 10 minit mereka di Litar untuk sesi yang pertama. Kita boleh nampak belum lagi dalam kedudukan terbaik untuk setiap pelumba. Ini adalah tempoh masa, banyak faktor yang dikira untuk sesi latihan bebas yang pertama ni. Dari segi setup motosikal, condition rider, itu adalah sesi yang penting. Dan melihat persaingan CP150, dia tadi intro kita dah berikan gambaran-gambaran apa akan berlaku, terutamanya di pusingan yang ke-9 ini. Bahawa persaingan masih lagi sengit, masih terbuka, tambahan pula beraksi di sini. Semua akan memburu kedudukan terbaik. Termasuklah yang sedang kita saksikan itu Kasma, Daniel dan juga Nazrul Izzat. Kasma pengganti baru.
It's still tricky out there. I was just looking at the time difference. The best we've had has been in the 1:15s. That was for the majority of the top 10. They were in the 1 minute 15-second timing. But as you can see, everyone's lapping in the 1:17s, 1:18s. We just got a 1:16 from Azroy, so the time's slowly dropping, but still not ideal conditions. You can see the dry patches over the damp areas. Very tricky for all these riders to try and get the feeling in. So there's not much data that they can get from this session. I would think perhaps just some minor tuning adjustments, but it's difficult. It's very difficult conditions. It's tough for the riders to relay it back to the mechanics, and likewise the team to the riders. But there's our championship contender, Ahmad Afif Arman, our championship leader as well. He leads with 23 points. So a victory for Afif would definitely secure him the championship. But if he gets anywhere on the podium and Izzat Zaidi does not finish on the podium, he will become the champion. And it is a question of whether or not team tactics will be played. If you guys joined us for Tanka in the last round, I remember asking Izzat whether there was championship tactics being played for Afif's favor. And if I do remember correctly, Izzat was helping Afif, if I remember correctly.
Di Tanka.
Yeah. Izzat more or less gifted the win to Afif.
Yep.
So, which was interesting because Izzat still has an opportunity to win the championship.
Yep.
So it's interesting. It's a very interesting scenario that we have.
Yep. Jadi banyak perkara yang akan berlaku di sini. Selain ialah pelumba nak kejuaraan itu satu perkara, Daniel, tapi untuk pasukan terbaik juga mungkinlah itu akan memberikan juga faktor penyumbang kepada keputusan perlumbaan di pusingan ke-9 ini, terutama untuk pasukan CKJ Racing. Mereka dalam kedudukan terbaik, dan kalau kita imbas perlumbaan terakhir di sini ialah di pusingan yang ketiga di Litar Antarabangsa Sepang Selatan. Di sini menang ialah Nazrul Izzat. Nazrul Izzat ni pun pasti akan mencabar di sini. Kalau Nazrul Izzat podium juara, Daniel, kat sini, kemudian katalah Afif di belakangnya tidak berada podium, itu mungkin cabarannya akan lebih mendebarkan. Debarannya perlu kita nantikan di Batu Kawan di pusingan yang terakhir nanti.
Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one. Going back to Batu Kawan, I think it's been 3 years now since we've gone back there. So it's interesting, just like how we went back to Jempol that day, it's going to be another challenge for the riders to try and adapt. But then again, it's going to be interesting if the championship wraps up on this round, because CP125, this can be the decider. CP150, that can be the decider this weekend. Even for the WIRA KBS, it can be a decider for the championship. So at this point, if everything's decided here, we're going to see some crazy racing going on into the finale of the 2022 season. And my oh my, we are looking forward to that. But then again, for now, the focus is on the 3.5 minutes that we have left in the CP 150 free practice 1. You can see all the riders bunching up. Ooh, Muhammad Muzakir there going a bit aggressive and sketchy into turn 3. What is typically our turn 9.
1 minit 16.701 yang terpantas, tapi di sini ialah kalau untuk best lap catatan terpantas adalah milik Izzat Zaidi dengan 1 minit 15.134 saat. Kita ada 3 minit lagi untuk sesi yang pertama. Semua pelumba yang berada di Litar ada robot. Mereka semua yang berada di Idlan Hakimi juga. Di mana kedudukan Afif berikut catatan masanya di tempat yang kelima. Akid baru memperbaiki catatan masanya dengan perbezaan 0.272 di tempat yang keempat. Di belakang Idlan, Helmi di tempat yang kedua. Pada anda yang menonton di Facebook, jangan lupa selain menonton, anda juga boleh datang menuju perlombaan esok. Pusingan ke-9. Pelumba-pelumba nantikan sokongan anda untuk pusingan ke-9 dan kepada anda juga seperti biasa masih lagi terbuka, boleh datang beramai-ramai, percuma. Anda boleh menang hadiah cabutan bertuah. Hadiah utama ialah motosikal. Minggu ni apa Yamaha tak saya lupa dah. Sekejap saya cek je. Minggu ini ialah anda beli happy bag. Happy bag, anda akan berpeluang memenangi hadiah utama cabutan bertuah, iaitu motosikal Yamaha Y Suku Y15ZR. RM60 saja. Anda beli happy bag, kemudian anda berpeluang memenangi motosikal. Banyak lagi hadiah-hadiah lain cabutan bertuah yang akan dilakukan selepas perlombaan esok. Perlombaan terakhir selepas jam 5 petang. Jadi di grandstand. Jadi datang ramai-ramai.
That's right, don't miss out on this opportunity. And speaking of not missing out on opportunities, there's Aiman Tahiruddin. He's just gone fastest, a 1:16.442. You see now the time's dropping. Everyone trying to get the lap in because look at the clouds. You guys can't see it, but if you guys could see what we're seeing from the commentary box now, it looks like a potential for heavy rain is on the way.
Yap. Kalau ikut pagi tadi pun dah hujan dia.
That's right.
Sekitar Sepang semua dah hujan. Berkabus.
I remember waking up around 4:30 this morning and hearing the rain going on. I was thinking, my goodness, what a way to start the penultimate round of the 2022 season. It's going to be really interesting. And if this weather continues till tomorrow for the race day, ooh, it's going to be something really interesting.
Lebih mencabar, lebih mendebarkan.
That's right.
Sebarang kemungkinan boleh berlaku di sini. Jadi anda kena saksikan, anda kena menonton perlombaan pusingan yang ke-9 ini. Kita semakin menuju penghujung untuk sesi yang pertama untuk menamatkan sesi latihan bebas yang pertama bagi kategori CP150.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the weather forecast, and yeah, for tomorrow we are expecting rain. It's expected rain in the morning once again, like we had today, around 4 or 5 a.m. Then rain will resume again during before lunchtime all the way until 4 p.m. That is a prediction, of course. That's not the current situation. Ooh, a lot of riders going wide there. I believe that's a turn 1. And yeah, it's going to be tricky all the way throughout the day. Currently, we're looking at the weather forecast for today. It says no rain, but I'm pretty sure there is going to be rain coming on now. It says 10 a.m. It's going to start getting cloudy, and we're just expecting cloudy weather throughout the day. But it's hard to predict in Sepang. For now, the trigger flag is out for the CP 150 free practice 1. This is, of course, the premier class. We have Ahmad Afif Amran leading the championship with 23 points from his teammate Izzat Zaidi. We are certain there will be some orders being played out this time, because we saw it happen last round. So we'll see whether that happens again or whether they're just going to let the riders battle. Between the two teammates, there are 4 victories between the both of them. Izzat Zaidi with 1 victory in Jempol. Afif Amran for 2 victories. Now all the riders have come across to take the checkered flag, and it is still Aiman Tahiruddin who is up as the fastest rider. And do your eyes believe it, Helmi Azman on second, who has been really struggling with form. He's second fastest in the free practice one. So that could set the tone for a very, very different penultimate round of the PETRONAS Malaysian Cub Prix 2022.
Jadi ini adalah catatan masa untuk sesi yang pertama bagi CP150 iaitu 1 minit 16.442 saat yang diketuai oleh Aiman Tahiruddin. Ini 8 kedudukan, 8 mengikut catatan masa yang dilakukan. Baik, kita dah selesai untuk sesi yang pertama. Sebelum kita kembali untuk sesi yang kedua di sebelah pagi ini, kalau ikutkan kita akan memberikan tumpuan untuk CP125, sesi latihan bebas yang pertama untuk 20 minit yang pertama. Namun seketika kita nak bersama dengan Nasha.
Okey, kalau tadi kita dah lihat sesi latihan bebas yang pertama bagi kategori CP150, kita dapat lihat sebelum saya ceritakan tentang keadaan ataupun persaingan di sesi latihan bebas yang pertama tadi, keadaan di Litar Sepang sekarang ni hujan renyai dan kita dapat lihat mungkin akan hujan. Tapi kita tengok macam mana. Tapi saya nak cerita sebenarnya pasal CP150 praktis yang pertama tadi, di mana kita tahu yang persaingan championship battle bagi CP150 antara Afif, Izzat dan juga Nazirul Izzat. Jadi kalau tadi kita lihat Izzat Zaidi berjaya menamatkan sesi latihan bebas yang pertama di tempat yang ketiga, Afif di tempat yang ke-10 dan Nazirul Izzat di tempat yang ke-13. Dan kalau kita lihat rekod di sini, Afif pernah menang, Izzat pernah menang, Ayu pun pernah menang. Jadi dan kita kongsikan lagi bagaimana Afif jika ingin menjadi juara keseluruhan sekali lagi buat kali yang ketiga, beliau Afif menang dan Izzat Zaidi tamat di posisi kedua ataupun ke bawah. Meraih tempat kedua dan Izzat Zaidi tamat di posisi ketiga dan ke bawah, ataupun meraih tempat ketiga dan Izzat Zaidi tamat di posisi keempat ataupun ke bawah, dan Nazirul Izzat tidak menamatkan perlumbaan di tempat yang pertama. Jadi persaingan yang sangat hebat dapat kita lihat dua pasukan, antara pasukan PETRONAS SPRINTA YAMAHA CKJ Racing dan juga pasukan PETRONAS SPRINTA YAMAHA Maju Motor. Jadi dengan keadaan cuaca yang sangat tak menentu di Litar Sepang ni, kita pun tahu, dan kita harapkan keadaan cuaca baik sehingga ke petang, sehingga ke esok. Dan bukan saja persaingan di CP150 tetapi juga di CP125, di kategori WIRA KBS, PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro and Cup, Honda Dash, hanya dua kategori saja yang telah diumumkan juara, iaitu YPSS dan juga AEON Credit, di mana Arash Tsunami adalah juara bagi tahun ini bagi kategori AEON Credit dan Adi Putra Soekarno di kategori YPSS untuk tahun ini. Dan selepas ini lebih menarik lagi guys, sebab kita akan menyaksikan persaingan dua rakan sepasukan, iaitu Hafizah Rofa dan juga Syafiq Rasul. Hanya 22 mata saja guys. So apa orang katakan, macam mana korang punya pandangan? Apa komen korang? Korang nak siapa juara kat sini? Tak kisahlah kategori apa pun. korang komen kat Facebook Live ataupun dekat YouTube Live. Okay, nanti kita orang akan baca. Okay guys, jumpa untuk next session.
Baik, terima kasih Nasha. Nah, itu adalah percaturan perkiraan untuk persaingan dalam kategori-kategori yang akan kita saksikan CP150, CP125. Selain debaran itu, anda kena datang. Kami sentiasa nak mengalu-alukan anda semua. Masuk percuma, datang. Kerana peluang nak dapat motosikal 2 kali je lagi, Daniel.
That's right.
Iaitu kita kena beli apa, Daniel? Kalau nak dapat hadiah?
Hanya perlu beli happy bag yang harga hanya RM60 sahaja.
Yes, RM60. Selain hadiah utama, banyak lagi hadiah cabutan bertuah. Banyak cabutan bertuah akan kita lakukan selepas 10 malam esok. Dan pastinya kebiasaannya yang paling nak nantikan ialah hadiah utama motosikal Yamaha Y15ZR untuk minggu ini. Right, ini dia view kami kongsikan berada di grandstand di Litar Antarabangsa Sepang Selatan. Kita nak berehat. Kita kembali selepas ini untuk latihan bebas yang pertama CP125 pada jam 10 pagi. Baik, kembali semula untuk sesi yang kedua. Kita teruskan di sebelah pagi untuk CP125. Latihan bebas yang pertama. Keadaan cuaca di sini lebih jelas, gelap, mendung dan lebih tepat hujan. Sudah pun bermula sekarang, Daniel. Hujan, kalau tengok Litar pun dah semakin basah. Disebabkan itu pelumba-pelumba di Litar ketika ini mereka hanya memperlahankan saja jentera mereka untuk permulaan 20 minit. 3 minit sudah pun berlalu, jadi cabaran mereka berbeza. Dan boleh kita katakan juga ini telah pun bermula cabaran mereka untuk berdepan dengan keadaan hujan. So mungkin pencaturan untuk jangkaan-jangkaan pelumba mana yang akan unggul di sini, sukar kita nak ramalkan. Mungkin boleh katakan itu, Daniel, untuk pusingan yang ke-9 ini, terutama untuk CP125. Walaupun tadi, Daniel, kita sering kali kongsikan, Nasha juga kongsikan bahawa persaingan Syafiq Rasul, Hafizah Rofa hanya dibezakan 22 mata sahaja.
Yeah, it's a battle of the teammates in the CP125 championship. Whether it'll be Shafiq or Hafiza, and we've seen the likes of Shafiq really taking the mantle and really blitzing the pack, and it's a question. A lot of riders going very, very slow here. We saw already there was a warning for Nazrul Izzat on the last practice session right before this one. But yeah, right now between the likes of the teammates, Shafiq and Hafiza, there's only a gap of 22 points. It's anyone's championship, but then again, Shafiq has been absolutely spectacular in the past 4 rounds. He has 3 wins and a 2nd place to his name. The only one splitting up his rhythm was Irfan Haikal. That was in Tanka again. We know Irfan Haikal in Tanka has been so strong, and that's what was replicated in round 8. But for now, it is the advantage to Shafiq Rasul. What will be the result? Because if Shafiq wins this race, or let's put it this way, if Hafizah Rofa was to finish a couple of places down, even if Shafiq Rasul does not win, Shafiq does become the championship winner.
Itulah gambarannya untuk kategori CP125. Dan seperti kebiasaannya juga di Sepang ni, walaupun hujan, tapi kalau tadi ni, kalau daripada view kita di bilik pengulas ni, kita nampak lebih gelap. Sekarang kalau tengok cerah. Sama juga tadi kalau tengok view di menuju last turn, selekoh yang ke-8 tadi pun nampak, kalau tengok di awan nampak cerah. Itu uniknya di sini, tapi kita akan nantikanlah perkembangannya. Namun sekarang ialah masih lagi hujan, dan ini yang kita risau. Litar yang licin akan memberikan risiko yang tinggi kepada pelumba.
Yeah, it is tricky conditions out there, and you can see there, right at turn 5, there's a crash. Well, I think just looking out the window, it looks like there might have been another one. Yeah, there's 2 bikes now down there, so we'll see if we can get a replay of that. Yeah, we didn't see that on the camera. I'm not sure if the cameraman did get it. For now, yellow flags in that sector, but looking at the conditions, very tricky. It's still drizzling. The rain hasn't stopped, but as Azan did mention, it is getting brighter out here. So very strange. It got dark very quickly and got bright very quickly. But there you can see where the dry patches were. It's much less now thanks to the consistent rain that we're having. So it's getting trickier out there. The weather's very cool in our commentary box as well. It's getting colder. For now, there is Hafizah Rofa. He'll be looking to bounce back. He needs to bounce back, because it's been such an unfortunate end to the second half so far of the season for Hafizah Rofa. Started off the season with a hat-trick of wins and then a DNF in round 4. And ever since that DNF, he's just been on the podium twice. In round 6, it was a disaster of a performance for him. He only got 3 points. Last round in Tanka as well, he only got 7 points. So it's a tricky one. It's a really tricky one. Here's Hafizah now. He runs in 4th place. 1 minute 25 is the fastest done by none other than his teammate Shafiq Rasul. 2 seconds faster than anyone else is Shafiq Rasul right now. So, just as that all happens, I believe Adi Putra Sukarno has just gone fastest.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I read that right. I haven't seen the entry list for the CP125, but if my eyes don't deceive me, that is Adi Putra Soekarno. So we're just getting confirmation right now whether that is Adi Putra.
Kalau tengok macam dia ni.
Because last round, I think he went into the WIRA category, I think. No, sorry, Ara Tsunami went into WIRA. So Adi Putra, he's made his way up into CP125. He's just jumped the WIRA category. And here he is now.
Yep. Tak sempat saya nak tanya pagi tadi saya jumpa dia kat luar.
And he's 1.8 seconds faster than a championship leader right now.
Tergamam kita pagi ni.
I'm getting goosebumps. This is... You know, we've said it already, that Adi Putra, something special. He's going to be something special. He's jumped up as a wildcard into the CP125 on the Maju motorbike. And he's fastest in the session so far with a 1 minute 23.885. He's 1 second faster. Oh, okay, so that's all just changed, but to be contesting up there.
Pemulaannya baik dari Adi Putra Soekarno. Tapi kita harapkan cabaran dari Adi ini akan berterusan sehinggalah dalam perlombaan nanti. Itu yang akan lebih tekanan dan juga cabaran yang lebih besar untuknya. Namun ini adalah permulaan yang baik dari Adi Putra Soekarno.
Wow, this is a remarkable scenes what we're seeing now. Adi Putra, we've watched him all throughout this season. He's been exceptional throughout every category he's raced in. Had a podium in both the NVX and the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series. A victory, of course, and the champion in the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series. And let's see whether he can keep his record, whether he can come into this category and get a podium this weekend, which will mean he's gotten a podium in 3 different categories in the 2022 season. And for now, he's looking really strong. He's up into the top 3, only 0.6 seconds behind Adib Rosli and the likes of Faris Afiz. Comes across now, looks like a good lap actually. Comes across at 123.547. He reduces the gap down to 0.3 seconds.
Menarik perlombaan untuk pusingan 9 ini. Untuk CP125 ada banyak masa lagi, ada 10 minit 20 saat lagi untuk sesi yang pertama untuk hari ini yang sedang menonton. Apa yang akan berlaku ialah kesemuanya di sebelah pagi ialah sesi latihan bebas untuk semua kategori sebelum CP150 untuk latihan bebas yang kedua. Selepas berehat juga akan ada 2 latihan bebas lagi untuk CP125 dan juga WIRA KBS. Dan selepas itulah pada jam 2.35 petang akan menyaksikan saingan kelayakan untuk semua kategori yang akan bermula dengan Prom Cup CP150, CP125 WIRA KBS, AEON Credit, ada Dash 125 PETRONAS Yamaha Super Series, dan akhir sesi hari ini ialah WIRA KBS bagi shootout. Sebelum kita kembali hari kemuncak esok perlombaan ke-9, pusingan ke-9.
Just looking outside of our window, it looks like, I'm not too certain, but it looks like the rain has either slowed down or begun to stop. For now, here's Firdaus Hamdan. Firdaus and Haziq Hamdan been stellar this year. They've been really strong and really good. Both of them really contesting up to the top. And here's Hafiza Rofa. Now he's come across a 122.661. He's not in the frame right now. He's a few meters behind this pack here. Yeah, Hafiza, he was fastest. Not much look at Aizat. He's second fastest for now. Fariz Hafiz in third. Adib, he's down into 4th, but don't forget to mention Adi Putra Soekarno. He's still there, 5th fastest. Where's Faris Hafiz now? It's a large group that we're having. See all the riders battling it out now for Better lines testing what they can do in these conditions. Looking out of our window, there's still quite a breeze. The flags are waving in the distance. The cloud cover is all over the reach of Sepang for now. And there are dark clouds looming around. We're going to see what the weather brings. It's really unpredictable, even at the weather forecast that we're looking at. It's hard to call it. For now, we're just going as the crow flies, and here comes this large group of riders down the front straight. You can see there the mechanics on the pit wall urging their riders to push on, find the setups, find the feeling early on in these sessions. For now, it looks like Shafiq Rosli, he's gone fastest. 1:22.341. Just look where Shafiq Russell is. Looking at a timing screens, he's not in the top 15, so it was a good start for Shafiq Russell earlier on, but I'm trying to figure out whether he went back into the pits. Just haven't seen him out on track either. I see the two of the 1xx racing riders there. One of the 1xx TKKR riders, Hafiz Arofa, is on track. So there's two different boxes that we're talking about now. But for now, here's Hafiz Arofa, teammate to Shafiq Russell. Second fastest in this session, currently 0.3 seconds off. But it looks like Hafiz has been struggling with something on this lap. He keeps looking down at his meter on his bike there. It looks like this won't be a fast lap for him. He takes a look behind. Thought he was going to go back into the pits, but looks like he's going to continue on with this lap, just giving himself a gap between himself and the riders behind him.
Minit lagi, 6 minit 10. Selain Shafiq Rasul, Hafiz Rofa untuk pasukan, kedudukan pasukan, saya rasa 1XOX saya rasa dah secure dengan catatan kalau ikut mata tempoh 256 sekarang ini untuk meninggalkan cabaran dari pasukan Yamaha Maju Motor 139 mata di tempat yang kedua, membabitkan Shafiq Rosli dan juga Alif Daniel. Jadi saya rasa debarannya adalah lebih terarah kepada kedudukan pelumba untuk sama ada Shafiq Rasul ataupun Hafizah Rofa, utamanya dalam pusingan di sini, pusingan ke-9 ini.
Yeah, just over 5 minutes left. You can see the specks of rain on the camera, but looking out of our window, once again, it looks like there's still a couple of drops of rain, but it's really just reduced now to barely anything. So we can expect there to be dry lines appearing as we move over into the next session. You can see the dry patches all around the front straight. There's like Amashkan Aizat. He's been strong so far in this session, and looks at Alif Daniel, he goes fastest. Shafiq Rosli relegated down into second. Amashkan Aizat up into third. Go down into turn 1 now. All these riders bunching up. Now we follow these riders into turn 3. Shake of the head there from Alif Daniel. Just went in a bit too hot there into turn 3. Tricky one that, especially in these damper conditions. Very easy to lose the front. It goes slightly downhill before you bank uphill. It's a very tricky corner to make your way around. Now just under 4 minutes remaining in the CP1-5 free practice session. For now, still Alif Daniel, who's the fastest at 1:22.190. If we take into comparison the previous lap times, you'll actually be surprised with what they're doing, because the fastest lap time was a 1:20.396 by Shafiq Rasul. That was earlier this year in round 3. When we look at the fastest lap consistently for most of the riders, It was a 121, 122, 123, so they're not far off pace even in these slightly damp conditions. Qualifying timings in the lower 121s, higher 120s. So far it seems that the track conditions aren't too precarious. These riders are able to make the most of the session. They will be able to bring back valuable data for the teams to work on before the next free practice session.
Sini kita boleh nampak lagi Litar separuh basah. Itu yang perlu diberikan perhatian untuk setiap pelumba. Mereka perlu lebih berhati-hati. Keadaan trek begini dia ialah risikonya lebih tinggi. Dia lain kalau betul-betul basah, juga lain keadaannya, dan kalau betul-betul kering yang pasti itulah keadaan yang mereka mahukan. Berbaki 2 minit 20 saat kita lihat dalam kelompok besar ini adalah kelompok yang membabitkan mereka semua termasuklah di sana. Hafizah Rufan saya dalam kelompok ini. Satu lagi lap untuk melihat kedudukan setiap pelumba. Dapat 1 minit 22 setakat ini. Mungkinkah ke arah catatan masa yang lebih baik? Bekal. Ada perubahan ialah Hakim di kedudukan yang ke-8. Sing 9 dan kedudukan yang 10. Memberikan 3 pelumba ini.
One and a half minutes remaining now in the session. You can see all the riders there trying to battle it out for the better lines. Now lap times are reducing. They've reached the lower 122s. And they should be able to get one more lap after this one that they're on. So enough time for that to happen. So a lot of riders, they've stayed out on track for quite the hefty period of this session. Even though it doesn't sound like a lot of time, a 15-minute session is actually quite long when you're doing a half-track layout. Especially if you're choosing to stay on as long as some of these riders have, it's almost race distance. So for now, just under a minute remain. Weather is constantly confusing. We see rain clouds reaching again, so really we can't give any comment on what we expect because it really is hard. Bit of smoke kicking up there from one of the riders. Not sure whether that was just getting close there. Hafizah Rufa cutting across the straight, and he goes fastest at 121.834, but it instantly gets bettered by a lot of other riders. Shafiq Rosli, he goes fastest now at 121.8, so we're very close to what we can expect to see as timings for the qualifying should it be dry.
Kelima juga sudah berubah, Amirul. Amirul yang naik tempat yang kelima. Amirul Arif. Kursi catatan masih yang dilakukan dengan perbezaan 0.551 saat.
Amirul Arif, one of those riders who we know is experienced. We've seen him before, way back in the day. And he's been really good since his comeback into the PETRONAS Malaysian Cub Prix. He's up to 5th in this session so far, but for now, checker flag is being waved. A few riders there taking a checker flag. For now, we're following this large group of riders as they make their way around the final few turns before they take the checker flag and conclude the session. For now, we're following the timing of Firdaus Hamdan, the Honda KC Racing Team rider. See now all the riders, they'll bunch up, try to get the slipstream. They will see the checker flag out now. So they'll be battling, trying to get that best straight line speed that they can. There's Firdaus Hamdan getting slipstream off Shafiq Rosli. They come across, and by the looks of it, the times have mostly stayed the same. Adi Putra Sukarno goes up into 4th fastest, a 0.449 gap to himself and Shafiq Rosli. So these are your results for the CP 1-5 free practice from 1st to 8th. Shafiq Rosli, he's fastest in the session. Hafizah Rufa, the championship contender, he's up there in 2nd. Ali Daniel Adi Putra, the wildcard rider, the strong young rider from the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series, he's up into 4th. Hamash Rukanai's at 5th. Amir Arif Musa, we mentioned, he's in 6th. And down into 8th is Firdaus Hamdan. But out of the picture for the top 10 is Shafiq Russell.
Okey, kembali semula bersama dengan saya. Tadi kita dah lihat bagi kategori CP125 untuk sesi latihan bebas yang pertama. Kita tahu championship battle juga macam saya katakan sebelum ini. Syafiq dan juga Hafiza, dua rakan baik, dua rakan sepasukan, satu pasukan. Macam mana tu? Ada team order ke? 22 mata guys. 22 mata tu tapi macam-macam boleh jadi sebab ini Litar Sepang. Semua orang boleh menang. Lagipun rider-rider yang lain ni dia nak apa tu? Dia nak tolong ke? Tak. Dia orang buat kerja dia orang pun nak menang. Betul tak? Kalau tak percaya tanya rider-rider yang lain tu. Ingat saya bohong ke? Tapi tak apalah. Kita nak cerita pasal championship battle ni kalau kita lihat kelebihan Hafiza pun ada kelebihan, Syafiq ada kelebihan. Dua-dua pelumba yang sangat berpengalaman, sangat orang katakan tahulah apa mereka nak buat dan saya pun dan juga yang lain, korang semua kat rumah, mesti nanti apa perancangan ataupun strategi untuk pasukan One SOX 3K Racing Team kan? So kita kena saksi, kena terus setia bersama dengan kami sampai petang nanti. Tapi saya nak back dulu dekat Abang Lan dan juga Daniel.
Baik, terima kasih Nasha. Kita nak kongsikan, ini dia apa yang telah pun dikongsikan oleh Nasha. Ini gambaran yang lebih jelas kedudukan mereka selepas 8 pusingan yang mana Syafiq Rasul mengumpul 139, meninggalkan rakannya Hafizah Rofa dengan 117 mata. Bermaksud dua pelumba dari pasukan yang sama One XOX TKKR Racing Team ini berpeluang untuk perebutan pelumba terbaik, tetapi ia bergantung di pusingan ini terlebih dahulu Daniel. Dan di tempat yang ketiga Alif Daniel agak jauh, ketinggalan dengan 78 mata, 10 mata di belakangnya itu adalah Syafiq Rosli. Dan 8 kedudukan pelumba anda boleh perhatikan pungutan mata selepas 8 pusingan, termasuk pusingan di tangkap lalu.
That's right, there's just another 2 races including this one to go, and the riders between Syafiq and Hafiza have everything to fight for, and it's going to be an interesting drive down into Sunday's race tomorrow.
Jadi apapun anda kena kekal bersama dengan kami bermula dari pagi tadi waktu ini sehinggalah pada petang nanti menuju perlombaan keesokannya. Dan sambil anda perhatikan view yang cantik dari grandstand ini, apa yang sempat kami melihat juga ialah dari view yang lain dari bilik komentator ini ialah keadaan yang semakin cerah. Itu yang kita harapkan dan kita nak kembali semula bersama dengan Nasha. Nasha ada update terkini bersama dengan pelumba.
Terima kasih Amalan. Kembali semula bersama dengan saya. Korang tahu tak tadi kalau korang perasan saya ada sebut pasal Adi Putra Soekarno kan? Nampak tak awal-awal CP125 kita nampak nama dia pum turun dekat atas. So kita terjas sikit. Champion YPSS ni. Adi pertama kali masuk dalam kategori utama CP125 bersaing dengan pelumba-pelumba berpengalaman. Tadi first keluar untuk session yang pertama. Komen sikit Adi.
Saya tadi try dulu tengok last line dulu dan track. Lepas tu saya tengok mana yang tempat basah, saya cuba lah.
Kita tahu Adi seorang pelumba yang bertubuh kecil, muda lagi Adi dan ni litar yang besar kan. Adi banyak berpengalaman champion untuk YPSF. Pernah juga berlumba di sini untuk kategori WIRA tahun lalu dan menang kat sini bawa motor Y16. Bertubuh kecil adakah advantage untuk Adi menang perlumbaan ni?
Saya akan cuba yang terbaik lah, tu je.
Okay Adi, all the best. Kita back semula dekat Amalan.
Terima kasih Nasha. Terpaku, terkesima Adi Putra Soekarno. Alright, ini permulaan baik. Kita harapkan Adi akan terus memberikan cabaran. Itu yang kita mahukan, pelumba baru, bakat baru. Kita mahu lebih ramai sebagaimana Adi tampilkan dan kita harapkan esok akan lebih baik dari Adi untuk memberikan pencabar-pencabar kepada pelumba-pelumba yang lebih berpengalaman. Alright, kita dah selesai 2 sesi Daniel. Kita nak berehat seketika, kembali nanti pada jam 10.30 pagi untuk sesi latihan bebas WIRA KBS. Baik, kembali semula. Sesi berikutnya. Oh, inilah view ini tadi. Masa sesi yang kedua ternampak cerah, tapi anda boleh lihat di belakang sana, di atas sikit, nampak dah kembali gelap.
Itu lebat bang, hujan lebat.
Oh, lebat Oh,
That is heavy.
kemungkinan. Apapun, kita kena menikmati, kita kena saksikan perlumbaan di sini. Hari ini belum lagi ada perlumbaan, tapi lebih terarah kepada sesi latihan bebas dan juga kelayakan yang baru bersara di Facebook. Anda kena terus bersama dengan kami. Terima kasih kerana sentiasa ikuti perkembangan Malaysian Cub Prix. Kita sudah tak sedar Daniel dah pun pusingan ke-9. Untuk hari ini, untuk sekarang ini kita berikan perhatian untuk sesi latihan bebas yang pertama bagi WIRA KBS. Mereka mempunyai masa 15 minit, telah pun berlalu hampir 4 minit membabitkan kesemua pelumba. Untuk kategori ini, kalau CP 150 kita dah tahu, CP 125 pun dah kita kongsikan. WIRA KBS saya rasa ramai juga sedia maklum bahawa ia terarah kepada pelumba-pelumba dari pasukan PETRONAS SPRINTA YAMAHA 31 Racing. 3 pelumba Adam Haikal, Danish Aiman, Syamil Amsyar. Perebutan itu terarah kepada 3 pelumba ini.
Yeah, just like in the CB1 to 5, the gap of 22 points is once again apparent here in the WIRA KBS category. Adam Michael Jahar with only 1 victory this season, but he's been so consistent. 3rd place in round 1, 3rd place in round 2, 2nd place round 3, 2nd place round 4, 2nd place round 5, 2nd place round 6, a victory in round 7, and 2nd place once again in round 8. That is the definition of consistency, and that is why he has a 22-point lead in the championship over his teammate Danish Aiman Zamro. Ooh, and speaking of which, that is one of the 31 racing team riders. That is Syamil Amsyar. Syamil, what a disappointing second half it has been for him. And I just realized one thing as well. He had a hat trick of wins. 3 wins, round 1, round 2, round 3.
Yep.
3rd place in round 4. 4th place in round 5. A victory in round 6. And round 7 only 9 points. In round 8, minus 5 points.
Itu ditangkap. Selain persaingan 3 pelumba ini, Daniel, kita juga menarik ditangkap adalah pelumba dari Johor yang unggul ketika itu, Farish Iqmal. Dan saya rasa ditangkap adalah yang paling menarik untuk kategori ini. Maksud saya ialah bukannya kita kata tak menariknya sebabkan penguasaan Kejuaraan Racing, tapi ialah cabaran tu datangnya berbeza dari Farish Iqmal, dan juga di podium ketika itu ialah Farid Hakimi. Akhirnya dia berada di podium selepas beberapa pusingan dia berpeluang, iaitu pelumba dari pasukan YAM Racing Team. Jadi kita harapkan di sini juga akan terus mempunyai dan juga diberikan saingan oleh pelumba-pelumba lain selain pelumba-pelumba dari 31 Racing.
Yeah, before that in Terengganu was his little brother Farid Shafi, who got on the podium. So the rhythm of the Idemitsu Honda YAM Racing Team has been better ever since the second half of the season. They seem to be able to put the challenge onto the 31 Racing Team, but this is, I believe that is the likes of Muhammad Luqman, Nur Hakim Awazi, for the Castro Power 100 Racing Team, so that's unfortunate. 2 riders now down at turn 9. So perhaps the conditions less than ideal still. We see dry lines appearing, but maybe still not dry enough to be able to push fully.
Dia Adam Haikal Jahar yang sempat kita lihat tadi, pelumba nombor 33. Yang berdekatan, yang belakang sikit itu ialah Danish Aiman, rakan sepasukannya untuk sesi yang pertama.
See now, it's going to be interesting because for all the 31 Racing Team riders currently that we have on grid, I believe that all of them will have to go into the CP1 to 5 after this or wherever else, because they are already over the age limit by the time we start next year's racing season, if I remember correctly, speaking with the 31 Racing Team. So it's going to be a task for these riders to try and overcome that. I do believe I see Ara Tsunami as well. He's in this mix.
Setakat ni, kalau kita perhatikan catatan masa, ialah Farid Hakimi dengan 1 minit 27.047 saat. Yang terpantas di belakangnya ialah dengan perbezaan 191 iaitu Farish Iqmal. Jadi Farid Hakimi untuk sesi pertama ni dia bermula dengan garang bersemangat. Itu yang kita mahukan. Jadi kemungkinan adakah dia mampu untuk terus memberikan cabaran kepada pelumba-pelumba dari PETRONAS SPRINTA YAMAHA Attitude Racing. Itu juga yang nak dinantikan oleh peminat-peminat Malaysian Cub Prix untuk musim ini, terutamanya bagi kategori WIRA KBS. Ada 6 minit 55 saat lagi setiap pelumba untuk menggunakan, memanfaatkan sesi yang pertama untuk WIRA KBS. Antara yang pasti tidak akan berada di sini perlumbaan di sini iaitu adik kepada Farid Hakimi, iaitu Farid Syafi. Lurus ataupun straight line untuk dua pelumba yang sempat kita perhatikan tadi. Antaranya itu Ikram Danish. 6 minit 20 saat lagi. Banyak masa lagi Daniel. Nampak? Oh, dari sini nampak semakin kering Daniel. Litar.
Yeah, it looks like it's drying up on the track. You can see more and more dry lines appearing. We saw what looked like heavy rain going on in the distance. But for now, at the track, it is clear. Now I'm talking about, I think, if we're facing towards turn 15, that would be the direction I'm speaking about, where it looks like there's heavy rain in the distance. But for now, we are looking at good weather. There's a nice light breeze going on all around the track. So you can see that the riders are able to push on now. There's Ali Rizwan and Aish Izhafi. Now 5.5 minutes remaining in the WIRA KBS free practice session. There's Arif Tsunami, he's gone up third fastest. So Arif Tsunami making his second appearance in the WIRA KBS category. Right, they come across the line there. No improvements there from these riders on screen. For now, it's still the fastest lap time is a 1:25.323.
14 itu Adib Haris. Adib Haris. Ini dia Farid Hakimi. Dan turun di tempat yang kedua. Oh, seorang pelumba jatuh 37.
I believe that's Arif Tsunami that's gone down. Yep. So Arif Tsunami, who is making his way up into the 31 racing team from the AEON Credit Series Yamaha NVX Challenge Championship. So it's a second appearance for the 31 racing team. He didn't collect any points in Tangkak, unfortunately, so he'll be looking to try and soldier on with his mission for this penultimate run of the 2022 PETRONAS Malaysian Cub Prix Championship season. A bit of smoke there coming out from one of the AFB Tech bikes. That looks like definitely a leak going on. Yeah, there we go. It's starting to smoke up badly for one of the riders. I believe that is... That's getting really bad now.
Oh.
So he'll definitely be getting the black flag that is like Ammar Yasir. So Ammar Yasir's bike smoking quite badly now.
Okay, banyak benda ni, kau tengok.
Yeah, it's getting worse. So definitely he needs to be flagged off as soon as possible to prevent any leaks going on the track. For now, it looks like the bike's not leaking anything, but ooh. Yeah, you can see all the riders is backing away because they don't want to be in the risk of any oil dripping from Ammar Yasir's bike. So Ammar Yasir has been notified by the marshals, and you can see now he's going to head off the track. Yep, he's gone onto the grass. The good news is it doesn't look like there's any... Oh dear. It doesn't look like there's been any oil dripped onto the tracks. That's always the most important news that we see when a bike starts smoking.
Itu kalau seorang lagi pelumba jentera. Faris Rasa tentera Faris tu. Tapi tak apa, kalau ikut catatan masa 1 minit 25.245, yang menjadi pelumba terpantas ialah Adam Haikal Jaha. Sudah kembali di tempat yang kedua kekal untuk Farid Hakimi, hanya dibezakan 0.071. Ini ya tadi Daniel, saya satu Faris tu, nombor 12.
Yeah,
Faris Sadiq Baca.
his lever has just come off there. Clearly he doesn't use his rear brake, otherwise he would have realized that his lever has gone missing. So yeah, that's one disadvantage of not learning to use the rear brake entry. So he's going to need to really look out for the marshals calling him now, because that's not really safe. No, he's still continuing on. 1.5 minutes left in this WIRA KBS free practice 1, and my oh my, it's been an interesting session. You can see that it's still dangling. Yeah, looking at the way his foot position is, it definitely doesn't use the rear brake. So that's why he hasn't noticed that yet. And you can see that it's grinding up against his rear tire. He's not too sure why that is. He will be getting the technical flag, the black with orange disc.
1 minit 24. Kalau ikut pelumba yang sama, tapi catatan masa semakin baik, semakin pantas. 1 minit 24.044.
That will be the flag for Farisadi Bacha. But I think once again he's not seen the flag. He hasn't seen the flag. You can see there, he's not looking at the flag.
Dia tengok pelumba kat depan je.
Yeah, that's right. And that is... Oh, there's another rider with smoke coming out. That is...
Siapa ni?
Faris Shafi, I think.
Oh, tentera nombor 20.
Sorry, it's Hafi. Yeah, Aisha Safi's bike now.
Yeah.
So another bike with issues. So, wow, that's what a conclusion to this session this has been. The checker flag has come out now for the WIRA KBS free practice 1. Now we're just falling ices Hafi. He makes his way around and still smoking heavily that bike. It's gonna get worse as he makes his way across that front straight. For now we're just looking, looks like no oil has been dripping onto the track thanks to those belly pans, so that is a good sign so far. For now, check flag is out, these riders will come across and take the checker flag to conclude their WIRA KBS free practice 1 session. Farisadi Bacha still on track, completely had no clue that his brake lever just completely dropped off there. Now the rest of the riders will take the checker flag and we will have the conclusion of the WIRA KBS free practice 1 session before we head into the rest of the free practices before our lunch break. Now, still plenty of action coming up ahead, so do stay tuned. Don't go anywhere, because we're still going to be entertained for the penultimate round of the 2022 Malaysian PETRONAS Malaysian Cub Prix Championship. I'm just waiting for the remainder of the riders as they make their way across to take the checker flag. The results are as follows on your screen. The championship leader, he's in first and fastest, Adam Michael Jahar, 124.044. Amran Hazi Johan, his teammate, second fastest, Farid Hakimi, who stopped with the challenge. And going all the way down into the top 8, we see Ara Tsunami, another debutant this season in the WIRA KBS category, who's doing a stellar job. And Adib Haris Azwad, he's down into 8th.
Ini kedudukannya untuk 8 pelumba teratas dalam kategori WIRA KBS. Daniel, kalau kita perhatikan, kita dah kongsikan tadi iaitu 3 pelumba dari 31 Racing yang diketuai oleh Adam Haikalja dengan 157. Di tempatnya kedua Danish Aiman 135, 133. Hanya dibezakan 2 mata iaitu Syamil Amsyah. Jadi, siapa Daniel kat sini?
It's hard to say, but Adam Haikaljar has been so consistent, and it looks like he has the advantage in free practice. So it's hard to call, but I think definitely Adam Haikal has a good chance to wrap up the championship in this round itself.
Apapun bakal terjawab, esok perlombaan pusingan 9. Tapi perlu diingat, sebelah petang nanti juga penting untuk CP125 mereka perlu harungi sesi kelayakan terlebih dahulu. Kita dah selesai untuk sesi 1, 2, 3, 4. Selepas ini menyusul ialah PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro-Am Cup. kembali. Terima kasih kepada anda kerana terus setia bersama dengan kami untuk sesi seterusnya. 15 minit iaitu PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro Cup untuk sesi latihan bebas. Untuk kategori ini, Daniel, masih lagi ada debarannya, masih lagi ada persaingan hebat, terutama dalam perebutan pelumba terbaik untuk musim ini, yang mana kita sedia maklum Zulhelmi Yazid yang sentiasa menjadi tumpuan, terutamanya bila di Sepang. Saya ingat Daniel, Zulhelmi kalau di Sepang, masa awal-awal pusingan ketiga, betul, pusingan ketiga lah, antara permulaan kita nampak Zulhelmi ini adalah mungkin akan menguasai dengan lebih selesa, lebih mudah untuk kategori Pro Cup. Namun menuju pusingan-pusingan berikutnya, persaingan itu dah kembali sengit, terutamanya datangnya dari Azrul Effendi Hadi.
That's right. If memory serves us right, in Sepang previously for Zulhelmi Yazid, it's been a spectacular showing from him. His straight line speed from his bike has been unmatched.
Yep.
In round 3, and but we do remember how in every round afterwards he said that his bike had issues because of how much power,
Betul.
perhaps because of the amount of power they were using. So we're going to see whether it's going to be different for him this time round, or whether he's going to be the strongest bike once again.
Termasuklah di Terengganu. Walaupun di Terengganu dia podium, dia menang, tapi dia juga nyatakan bahawa yalah, itu antara perkara yang dia risaukan. Namun setakat ini Zulhelmi Yazid mengumpul 152 mata, 148 di belakangnya, bermaksud hanya perbezaan 4 mata. Saingan datang dari Azrul Effendi Hadi. Azrul Effendi di pusingan kedua, juara pusingan 5, pusingan ke-8, iaitu di tangkap lalu. Selebihnya antara kejayaan lain yang dia berada di podium ialah pusingan ke-7, tempat yang kedua, pusingan yang ke-4, tempat yang ketiga. Jadi di sini kita akan menyaksikan sekali lagi persaingan terarah kepada pelumba nombor 98 dan juga 19. Yang senang kita saksikan ini 19 iaitu Azrul Effendi Hadi. Mana Zulhelmi? Oh, dia datang tu kat belakang dalam kelompok yang besar ini. Di sana juga membabitkan Ahmad Syamil Akmal, 16 Aiman Hafiz Syaril di belakang Zulhelmi, ataupun di belakang Azrul sebenarnya tadi.
Yeah, for now there's Zulhelmi Yazid's timing there on the screen. Behind there as well, you see Izzat Rafiq. Behind, in front of Izzat, you can see Arfiq Hilman as well on the very nice yellow YAMAHA designed livery. The 50th anniversary livery, if I'm to remember correctly. But that's Zulhelmi Yazid, who we know is very strong. Azrul Effendi is in 7th for now. Zulhelmi, he's up into 2nd. We're leading the timing screens for now. It's Aiman Hafiz Sharil, who had a 2nd place finish back in Tangkat, 3rd place when it came to Terengganu. And we have a follower here. This is turn 9 once again. This is Shafiq Ashraf. So an unfortunate fall there for the likes of Shafiq Ashraf at turn 9. Let's see what happened here. He's banking in. I think he's going to lose the front. And yep, just as he banks in, and without any warning, the front just went away from him. So a bit unfortunate there for Shafiq Ashraf, but good news is it's not a very hurtful fall for him. Now Zulhelmi Yazid, he's the fastest rider on track, a 1:26.729. We're just trying to see the timings has been previously in this south layout for the Sepang circuit. If we look at the likes of qualifying, the fastest lap was a 21:25.535. That was from 2020. The fastest lap in qualifying previously in round 3 was by Aiman Hafiz Sharil, a 1:26.215. Fastest race lap time was by Zulhelmi. The fastest lap time by Zulhelmi was a 1:24.882. Hafiz Sharil took the fastest lap in the race in round 3, 124.714. So more or less the benchmarks. In a race pace, we can expect 125s, 124s as fastest lap times. With slipstream, without, we can expect well within the 126 to the lower 126s, maybe a higher 125. As Azrael Effendi as he comes across. So really everything to fight for in the PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro-Am Cup Championship. 4 points separating Zulhimi Yazid and Azrael Effendi. So no matter what happens today, we still don't know what will happen for the championship. Of course, there is a very slim chance that the miracle will happen where Zulhimi will take the championship, but that is a tough one to call.
Ketiga ini 1 minit 25.385 saat. Amin Hafiz Nicholas Wilhelmi di tempat yang keempat menerusi 1 minit 26.729 yang telah pun dilakukan, walaupun yang terbaru 1 minit 28.231 saat. Dalam kedudukan yang baik untuk top 4 pelumba sedang mendahului sekarang ini, termasuk di depan dari 75 sempat kita menyaksikan Syamil Akmal di tempat yang kedua dengan 1 minit 26.723 saat. Makin 6 minit 45 saat lagi. 4 pelumba di hadapan ini, iaitu Syamil Akmal, Azrul Effendi, kemudian termasuklah Zulhilmi. Penjatan masa masih lagi kekal, masih lagi terpantas milik Aiman Hafiz. Zulhilmi di tempat yang kedua hanya dibezakan 0.248 saat sahaja. Begitu rapat dengan 1 minit 25.633 saat untuk Zulhilmi. Jadi kalau berterusan berbaki 6 minit babitkan 4 pelumba ini, pasti akan ada catatan masa lebih pantas.
Yeah, so potential for the lap times to drop with the conditions getting better as we make our way around the circuit and as we run down the clock. For now, just under 6 minutes left in the PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro-Am Cup free practice. There's Shamil Akmal there. Azrael Effendi as he tries to make his way up into the higher positions. For now, both of them not far off each other at all. Zulhimi in second, Azrael Effendi in fourth. So it's going to be fireworks for the battle for the championship. It's only the two of them that have a chance still to fight for the championship. And it's only the two of them that are separated by 4 points. A lot of factors to take in as we make our way into the penultimate round. There's Arish Firdaus trying to get a slipstream behind the likes of Azrael Effendi.
Terbaru menerusi catatan masa. Kedudukan pendahulu masih kekal, namun kita lihat Daniel baru saya katakan tadi, menuju lap yang terbaru ini pasti akan ada catatan masa yang pantas setelah pun berlaku ke atas Aiman Hafiz dengan 1 minit 25.385. Dia perbaiki catatan masa itu, diikuti juga dengan Zulhilmi tempat yang kedua 1 minit 25.633 saat dengan hanya dibezakan 0.248 saat di tempat yang kedua.
Fastest sector time so far have been by Aiman Hafiz Sharil, and that's why he still holds the fastest lap time at 1:25.385. That time's slowly dropping, but Aiman Hafiz has gone back into the pits. So has Haizal Azri and Arfik Hilman. For now, still Azrael Effendi out on track. We haven't seen Zulhimi Yazid in a while. He has come across sector 1. I think he's gone back into the pits, perhaps. Now here we follow Azrael Effendi. Everything to fight for him. Even though it's only a 4-point deficit that he has right now, there's still a monkey on your shoulder, so to speak, when you're trailing by just a few points. Because if you're locked on points all the way down into the second last round and into the last round, it's going to just be that much tougher to think of how much higher you need to finish to ensure that you are the champion. I just saw yellow flags being waved there into turn 2. but nothing that we can see on screen. So never mind that. For now, there's Zulhilmi Yazid. Behind him, there's Shami Akmal. So I do believe the pair of them have just come out of the pits. Yep.
Azrul tadi memperbaiki catatan masanya dengan 1 minit 25.789 saat untuk naik di tempat yang ketiga di belakang Zulhilmi Yazid. Untuk ketika ini berbaki kurang 3 minit. Semakin sentuh mungkin hanya 2 lap lagi yang sempat dilakukan oleh setiap pelumba yang berada di litar ketika ini, termasuklah pelumba ini Azrul Effendi Hadib. Dia mahukan yang terbaik di sini di Sepang. Pusingan yang ke-9 ini. Ada peluang begitu cerah, begitu terbuka untuk Azrul Effendi, tapi cabarannya ialah ke atas pelumba ini nombor 98 iaitu Zulhilmi Yazid. Dengan 1 minit. Okey, dia baru saja melengkapkan satu lagi pusingan. Sekarang 1 minit 37.977 selepas kembalinya dari pit. Juga dengan Aiman Hafiz. Menerusi catatan masa terpantas oleh 2 pelumba ini, mereka masih lagi top 2. Di tempat yang pertama Aiman Hafiz, Zulhilmi kedua, Azrul Effendi yang ketiga, keempat Syamil Akmal, Alif Imran yang baru perbaiki masanya untuk berada tempat yang kelima dengan 1 minit 27.699 saat.
Ahmad Shamil's fairing has been detached for most of the session. I'm surprised that even with the pit stop, he hasn't been able to get that reattached. You can just see it dangling on the right side of his bike there. For now, they soldier on. It's like Zulhilmi Yazid. In front of him is Ahmad Shamil. A couple of bikes behind him is the likes of Azrul Effendi. You want to keep an eye out on that. So Azrul will be taking points. There's Azrul there now, just joining these 2 riders. Azrul will be taking points for the race come tomorrow. He'll be wanting to figure out where the weaker spots for Zulhilmi are and where he can take advantage of such. For now, looking down the straight, doesn't look like Zulhilmi has the strength as much as he did in round 3. But once again, even with slipstream, they're not getting past him. So that's just a showing of how strong his bike is. Look at that. Even with slipstream all the way down this really long straight, they are unable to get past Zulhilmi. So his bike seems to be in very good condition.
Gambaran awal menuju perlombaan nanti, menuju kelayakan untuk kategori Prom Cup. Beberapa saat saja lagi, 20 saat sebelum checker flag. 3 pelumba di hadapan, iaitu 19.75.98, iaitu mengisi tempat yang kedua iaitu Zulhilmi, Azrul Effendi tempat yang ketiga, keempat Ahmad Syamil Akmal. Menerusi catatan masa yang dilakukan, tidak jauh bezanya atau tidak jauh gap di antara 4 pelumba terpantas.
Looks like there must have been a moment there between Azrul and Ahmad Syamil, because somehow Ahmad Syamil and Azrul just got dropped there for a second, and Zulhilmi just got some breathing space between himself and those 2 riders. So for now, we're going down the front straight. The checker flag is out. Let's see whether Zulhilmi improves. It doesn't look like it's going to be that much of an improvement. If he does, they come across, and yeah, it's not an improving lap from them. Not even close. For now, the checker flag is out for the PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro-Am Cup free practice session. They will not have another free practice. They'll go straight into qualifying later on. For now, we wait for the rest of the riders to take the checker flag and conclude this session. We'll have the results up on your screens shortly. So these are the results for the PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro and Cup up in the screens now. I'm Hafiz Sharil, what's the fastest in the session. Muhammad Zulhami Yazid, the championship leader, he's in second. Close in the championship, 4 points behind is Azrael Effendi in third. So that's a picture of what we can expect rolling into the final day for this round 9 weekend. It's going to be an interesting one, but we do have qualifying for these boys coming up shortly later on. But now we're going to head to a short break and we'll be right back with more action right after this.
Ramai yang telah mencuba Petronas Premix 95 dengan Pro Drive. Mari kita dengar apa kata mereka.
Bila tekan sikit, dia akan pergi jauh.
Kereta memang berdesuk je.
Dia ringan, dijimat.
Saya setuju.
Petronas Premix 95
dengan Pro Drive adalah yang terbaik.
Yes, memang dia lancar, responsif dan efisien.
Ianya petrol pilihan kami.
Kini dengan piawaian Euro 4M. Ramai yang
Persaingan dalam kategori PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro and Cup tahun ini tidak kurang hebatnya kalau kita lihat pelumba-pelumba berpengalaman kembali semula menyertai dalam kategori ini. Nama-nama tidak asing, Azrul Afendi Hadi, Zuhimi Yazid, nama-nama yang sering kita lihat dalam kategori ini guys. Persaingan championship battle 4 mata sahaja. Saya baru tengok, diorang tadi baru lepas free practice dan kita nak terjah sedikit. Belakang kita ni, Azrul Afendi Hadi. Dia kat belakang kita main terjah je lah. Tu dia, Azrul. Dia pernah bergelar juara keseluruhan bagi kategori ini pada tahun 2015. Azrul, dah keluar untuk sesi praktis yang pertama kan? So macam mana feeling dengan keadaan motosikal dengan setup untuk minggu ni?
Keadaan motosikal saya bagi saya agak bagus. Saya harap boleh menang race dah.
Kita tahu Litar Sepang ni pagi tadi pun mendung, hujan renyai, keadaan yang orang katakan keadaan cuaca yang tidak menentu kan. So Azrul pun duduk berdekatan di sini, orang sini. Jadi kalau hujan macam mana? Azrul lagi prefer hujan ataupun kering?
Tapi cuaca selalu hujan. Saya tak pasti antara nanti final besok final dalam keadaan hujan atau kering. Saya minta hujan lah. Minta race dalam keadaan hujan.
Kenapa hujan tu?
Kat situ ada advantage bagi saya lah kalau hujan. Senang sikit lah nak buat kerja.
Okay, Azrul, all the best dan kita akan bersama dengan pencabar beliau iaitu Zulhilmi Aziz. Ini pun pelumba yang sangat berpengalaman, pernah berlumba di kategori utama. Zulhilmi Yazid pernah bermula di petak paling belakang, menang dan championship battle. Tapi keadaan motosikal selepas free practice tadi macam mana, Zul?
Kita ada sedikit isu masa free practice. So and then kita ni baru free practice pertama. So untuk qualify petang nanti kita akan buat sedikit adjustment untuk perbaiki catatan masa lah untuk saing-saing dengan yang round 3 hari tu.
Rasa-rasa keadaan cuaca minggu ni hujan ataupun tidak?
Kita boleh cakap Sepang ni memang susah nak predict sikit. Dia boleh mendung, tiba-tiba cerah balik. Betul, dia boleh cerah, tiba-tiba hujan balik. So kita harapkan race yang kering tapi basah pun tidak masalah. Kita harapkan cuaca yang baik untuk supaya kita akan lebih fun untuk race, untuk lebih fight je memang.
Last soalan last Okey, 4 mata je dengan Azrul dan kalau kita lihat dalam perlumbaan ni semua pelumba PETRONAS SPRINTA Pro and Cup pun nak menang. Diorang takkan fikir championship battle. Tapi Zul rasa yakin tak untuk tahun ni?
Semestinya kita boleh cakap Ya, orang lain pun nak menang juga. Just kita akan fokus buat yang terbaik untuk diri kita sendiri. So kita harapkan final race besok kita tengok apa akan jadi. Semestinya empat mata tu memang sangat dekat. Kita akan cuba yang terbaik untuk menangi perlumbaan kali ini, insyaAllah.
Terima kasih Zul, dan kita akan lihat sesi kelayakan pada petang nanti guys. Nantikan tengok Zuhilmi Aziz, Azrul Effendi dan juga pelumba-pelumba Petronas SPRINTA peringkat yang lain.
Baiklah, sesi seterusnya. Kita beralih ke kategori AEON Credit Service Yamaha NVX Challenge. Untuk berapa pelumba ni? 23 pelumba kesemuanya. Setakat ini yang sebab kita perhatikan pada awal-awal. Untuk 3 minit yang pertama, 15 minit untuk sesi latihan bebas.
So just 15 minutes for the free practice for the AEON Credit Service Yamaha NVX Challenge. They'll have the one free practice session before the qualifying session. And then it's elbows out for tomorrow with the warm-up in the morning. And then the final race on the Sunday afternoon. For now, the conditions in Sepang drying, but there are cloud covers. There is cloud cover all over the circuit. And we might expect rain coming in later on in the day. But for now, it is drying conditions. We saw damp conditions early on. So it's a bit better now out for the riders coming out. Of course, in this championship, we already have a champion, and that is the likes of Litar Tsunami, who we saw as well in the WIRA KBS category, riding for the 31 racing team. We're not to mention as well some good riders in this category coming up. Muhammad Fazil, Muhammad Farouk, and Ahmad Shakir Abdullah. These two riders have performed exceptionally well, bringing the fight towards the likes of Litar Tsunami. Litar Tsunami wrapped the championship up very early on with 6 victories out of 8 rounds. And there's only one round where he did not finish second or higher, and that was in round 6.
Di pusingan yang ketiga di lokasi yang sama, Litar antarabangsa Sepang Selatan ini bukannya Litar Tsunami yang menjadi juara, tapi ketika itu ialah Danish Zarif yang naik ke podium, diikuti tempat yang kedua, ya barulah Litar Tsunami di belakangnya, dan di tempat yang ketiga itu Shakir Abdullah. Untuk permulaan ini, kita perhatikan catatan masa yang dilakukan, masih lagi ini bukanlah yang terbaik, masih ada ruang, masih ada masa untuk setiap pelumba. Setakat ini ialah Hazim Badrul Hisham dengan 1 minit 37.681 saat. Di belakang ketinggalan 0.464 saat iaitu Fazil Farouk. Tempat ketiga Shakir Abdullah Marzuki, tempat yang keempat.
Looking at the time, it's coming around now. 137.681 is the fastest lap time so far by Muhammad Hazim Badrul Hisham. Now looking at it, we're missing Litar Tsunami from the picture by the looks of it.
Tampak tak ada.
So it's interesting whether or not he's completely decided to rest now, since his focus might be on the WIRA KBS category, or whether he's just not come out yet on the track.
Oh, adik Arsyad pun tak ada kali ni, Daniel. 23 tak nampak. Tak ada tu.
Yeah, that's right. Arshad didn't collect any points when it came to the previous 2 rounds. We didn't see him, so questions on where the whereabouts of Arshad is. But now it's Adib Hakim Nazri who has the advantage still. He's up into first and fastest on 136.036. Now we're going back on screen to the uphill drive, up from what is normally turn 9 and 10, which will be now noted as a turn 3 and 4, then into turn 5, the long right-hander. And it is a tricky one to work around with the scooters that is the Yamaha NVX bikes, without having gears, only just the front brake and your rear brake at your fingertips. It is a challenge on how to enter the turns, how to negotiate around these long swinging right-handers, left-handers. And then it's this really, really long straight, so slipstream a big factor when you come down here. See what times we're getting as they come across the line. Doesn't look like a brilliant lap from Adib Hakim Nazri. Definitely not faster than his previous lap. Muhammad Hazim Badrul Hisham, he goes second fastest, 136.224.
7 minit 30 saat lagi. Itu baki masa yang ada. Masih lagi panjang, masih lagi ada masa untuk setiap pelumba. Di kelompok yang besar ini adalah lebih ramai.
Yeah, for now still a large group that we're looking at coming into turn 3. Turn 3 has been sketchy all throughout this day, this morning. We saw a few riders taking a tumble down there, so they will definitely have seen it and they'll be trying to ride a bit more carefully as they come into turn 3. Go really aggressive maneuver there from Haziq Taufik.
Pelumba yang bersama dengan pelumba ini itu antaranya Syafiq Haikal dalam kedudukan yang tidaklah kedudukan yang baik, termasuk seorang lagi pelumba Farhin Benjamin di tempat yang ke-21. Lain-lain perubahan posisi ialah Hakimi Razif yang baru saja mencatatkan 1 minit 37.389 untuk berada di tempat yang ke-7 di belakang Azam Adil. Untuk lap yang terbaru dilakukan, Fadil di tempat yang ke-5, manakala Hazim Badrul Hisham naik di tempat yang ke-2 dengan 1 minit 36.224. Yang terbaru, yang terpantas juga ialah menerusi Adib Hakim Nazri 1 minit 36.036 saat. Tinggalkan Hazim Badrul tempat kedua dengan 0.188 saat. Syakir tempat yang ke-34, Mazuki Aziz. Dan ini 14 ialah Haziq Taufik. Berada di tempat yang ke Haziq berapa? 15.
Just over 5 minutes remaining now in the AEON Credit Service Yamaha NVX Challenge free practice session. For now, it is still Adib Hakim Nazri with the advantage there. Hazim Badrul Hisham, he's looking pretty good in this session. And still missing from the picture is, as mentioned before by Azan Adib Arshad. He's not in the mix. Strange because he's been pretty strong in this championship. He's done decent. And the likes of Arish Tsunami, who we saw in the WIRA KBS category, but perhaps not competing in the NVX Challenge, having already won it, and focusing on his charge into the WIRA KBS category. Of course, it's just a wildcard appearances technically for the likes of Arish Tsunami in the WIRA KBS category, but it could be a preparation for him from the NVX Challenge into the 2023 season in the WIRA KBS category.
42, Hazim Badrul di belakang Adib Hakim dengan 1 minit 36.224 saat. Tak banyak perubahan kedudukan pelumba-pelumba ini menerusi catatan masa yang dilakukan dengan berbaki 4 minit lagi. Walaupun dalam kelompok ini banyak kelompok sudah boleh pecahkan, bergerak dalam satu kelompok yang besar. Di belakang yang baru yang akan muncul ialah pelumba-pelumba yang berada di depan sekali ini, itu Adib Hakim.
Three and a half minutes now remaining, and we haven't had any improvements really in the top 5. We saw improvement from Adam Mukris Shahrum. He's in 6th place right now. 137.020 was his fastest lap. So we have the top 10 riders exactly in the 137 timings. We have the top 5 we've done, the top 6 we've done below 137s currently is the best time of 136.975 from Fazil Farouk, and in first and fastest was the 136.036 by Adib Hakim Nazri. And now coming across, it looks like there's going to be some improvements coming across the grid. Come across now, and it looks like not really that many shifts. Azam Adli, he goes 5th fastest. Muhammad Redwan Irfan Abdullah, he goes into 10th. That's number 8, Muhammad Fadrin Iskandar. 1:37.237 was his fastest lap so far. And you can see again in the distance, where we usually see hills, it looks like it's raining in the distance, but it's not coming to Sepang currently. So that's good news for the riders out on track and for the riders who are coming out for the next couple of sessions that we have before our lunch break. For now, 2 minutes remain in this AEON Credit Service Yamaha NVX Challenge free practice session.
Soalah keadaan ataupun kedudukan step pelumba ni kekal, dan tak banyak berubah, tak banyak bergerak untuk sesi yang pertama sebelum kelayakan untuk NVX Challenge. Nombor 7 ini ialah Fakhrul Zakwan. Fakhrul Zakwan di tempat yang ke-15. 1 minit 38.188 yang terpantas yang dilakukan, namun baru saja berubah pendahulu yang kita perhatikan pelumba nombor 2 Ahmad Syakir Abdullah dengan 1 minit 35.738. Jadi semakin baik, semakin pantas, itu yang kita mahukan. Meninggalkan Adib Hakim Nazri di tempat yang kedua dengan 0.298 saat. Jadi bermaksud Syakir Abdullah satu-satunya pelumba setakat ini yang lakukan di bawah 1 minit 36 saat, iaitu 1 minit 35.738.
The riders that just came across, they will have this final lap to complete before we come to the conclusion for the AEON Credit Service Yamaha NVX Challenge free practice session. Now we're watching them as they come up into turn 4, the uphill ride up there, and then a long right-hander into turn 5. Ahmad Shakir Abdullah, the only rider lapping below a 136, 135.738 was his time as he came around last.
Ini dia pendahulu nombor 2 Syakir Abdullah yang bermula dengan begitu baik. Syakir sepanjang musim ini selepas 8 pusingan di tempat yang ketiga 105 mata. Antara yang terbaik ialah dia di podium tempat ketiga sebanyak 4 kali. Pusingan ketiga di sini, pusingan keempat, pusingan kelima, termasuk pusingan yang ke-7. Menjadikan 105 mata di belakang. Fadil Farouk kedudukan keseluruhan dengan 111 mata. 6 mata dipisahkan. Checker flag. Syakir Abdullah kekal dengan 1 minit 35.738 saat. Itu juga dengan Hakimi, Muhammad Hakimi Razif di tempat yang keempat. Kita nantikan ketibaan Hazim Badrul dan juga Arif Hakim. Yap, Arif Hakim sudah pun tiba dengan yang terbaru 1 minit 39.324 di last lap, namun dia kekal catatan masa terbaiknya dengan 1 minit 36.036 saat. Kalau ikutkan sekarang ialah hampir 11.35 pagi, namun keadaan cuaca mendung tapi tak hujan. Kita harapkan keadaan ini akan kekal termasuklah esok, walaupun ramalan cuaca kemungkinan hujan akan berlaku di sini. Jadi kedudukan catatan masa ini selepas sesi latihan bebas untuk NVX Challenge.
So these are the results on the screen for the AEON Credit Service Yamaha NVX Challenge free practice. Ahmad Shakir Abdullah, the only rider lapping the 135s. Very good lap time from him at 135.738. Arif Hakim Nazri, he's been up there the whole session. And going down the order all the way down to the 8th is Fadrin Iskandar. And the rest of the positions are as follows, but the news is that most of the riders lapping in the 36, 37s and in the 38s.
sukses tak ada definisi. Tapi bila kau sukses, kau akan jadi definisinya.
Berapa lama lagi kita mau hidup dalam ni?
Keju pasal mandi.
Kalau aku on je. Ini mandi lah.
Oh! Boy! Komputer! Apa cerita ni?
Ni, budak ni cari kau.
Pandai buat. Pandailah jaga.
Abang Madi! Ni Abang Madi kan?
Apa kalau nak macam halal boleh tak ada masalah? Tak on malam ni.
Kau dah janji yang kau tak akan race haram lagi kan?
Untuk legend race katanya. Kenapa legend? Dia ingat dia legend ke? Ini baru betul legend. Baru keluar panas-panas. Lemak.
Hidup lagi ni barang kes. BGH 9234. Kau liao pat pang.
Masih ada banyak sesi sebenarnya sebelum kita berehat sesi tengah hari. Untuk meneruskan perjalanan bagi sesi pagi ialah kategori berikutnya, Honda Dash 125 Challenge untuk latihan bebas. 15 minit juga, Daniel.
That's right, and still plenty to fight for in the championship for the likes of Danish Abdul Rahman. The gap in the championship, 21 points between himself and Amrin Hazik Johan. So a victory here for Danish Abdul Rahman would mean that he takes away the championship. So it'll be definitely a fight down to the line for the likes of the young rider.
Untuk Amrin Hazik, dua perlumbaan di pusingan yang ke-6 dan ke-7 tidak bernasib baik, tidak dapat menempatkan perlumbaan. Namun untuk hari ini, untuk sesi yang pertama, kita nampak Amrin Hazik datang dengan begitu semangat untuk dia nak perbaiki, dia nak kembalikan podium, terutamanya dalam persaingan memberikan cabaran kepada Danish Abdul Rahman. Dia ketinggalan 138, 117. Right, 117 untuk Amrin. Bermaksud dia perlu mencari 21 mata lagi. Dia ketinggalan 21 mata. Masih ada peluang sebenarnya. Lebih-lebih lagi berlumba di sini di Litar Sepang Selatan. Terbuka kepada semuanya. Inilah yang saya katakan, Amrin Hazik Johan. Dia bermula dengan begitu baik di pusingan yang pertama. Juara di podium. Kemudian pusingan kedua, ketiga. Di tempat yang ketiga, keempat di Terengganu. Kembali semula dengan menang pusingan yang kelima. Selepas itu dua pusingan berturut-turut, pusingan 6 dan ke-7. Tangkap lalu sekadar mengumpul 10 mata di tempat yang keempat. Dia berada di belakang Danish Abdul Rahman ketika itu. Danish di tempat yang ketiga. Juara ditangkap ialah Haida Nur Akmal. Hazik Hakimi tempat yang kedua.
Yeah, for now, Haida Nur Akmal looking well on pace early on. And yeah, mathematically, Hazik Hakimi, he still has an opportunity, and so does Haida Nur Akmal. But of course, and actually all the way down to Muhammad Al Hakimi, but of course the big advantage goes up to Danish Abdul Rahman, who's been so consistent all throughout the season, and so does Amrin Hazik Johan. So the pair of them will be the ones we have our eyes on. We will be looking at Hazik Hakimi as well. He's not too far off the front runners there. So the top 4 in the championship, still with a shot for the title.
Aida ni menarik, lumba kecil, bertubuh berfizikal yang kecil. Dan dia sedang mendahului sekarang ini. Catatan masa yang terpantas yang dilakukan 1 minit 33.738 untuk mendahului pelumba nombor 14 itu Hazik Hakimi. Hazik Hakimi setakat ini tempat yang ke-6 dengan 1 minit 36.060 saat. Dia di belakang Amrin Hazik Johan. Abang Muhammad Manu di tempat yang keempat. Firdaus Effendi 3. Al-Hakimi kedua terpantas setakat ini juga dengan 1 minit 33 saat. Tapi dia di belakang 0.083 di belakang Haida. Ini ialah Hazik Hakimi nombor 14. Hazik Hakimi mengumpul 111 mata. 2 perlumbaan juga dia tidak menamatkan perlumbaan di tempatnya pusingan yang keempat dan juga pusingan yang ke-6 lalu. Namun 7, 8, pusingan 7 podium selaku juara, pusingan yang ke-8 ditangkap di tempat yang kedua. Sebagai itu dia kini mengumpul 111 mata.
Here's Hazik Hakimi now. He's third in the championship, still within a shout. He's had a decent performance this season. He had a podium in almost every round except for the DNS in round 4 and round 7 and round 3 where he collected only 10 points. But yeah, it was a third place in round 1, second place in round 2, second place again in round 5, a win in round 7, and second place in last round. when we were in Tangkak. So here's Hazia Hakimi as he soldiers on. Some improvements from lower down in the grid. Improvements from Abang Muhammad Lukmanul, Firdaus Effendi, Amrin Haziq Johan, Hazia Hakimi, Zulfarin, all improved on the last lap. Someone going onto the grass there. That's an interesting place to run off. That's Zulfarin. So must be an issue with his bike, but hats off to him for noticing it early and heading right off the track. Here's Danish Abdurrahman, our championship leader with 138 points. 21 points is the gap between himself and Amrin Haziq Johan. This will also be the first lap that Danish Abdurrahman completes as he comes across. Came out a bit late into this session. Goes up into 11th at 138.327.
Ada 7 minit lagi, banyak masa lagi yang ada. Pertamanya menerusi pelumba ini Danish Abdurrahman. Dia berserangan mencari catatan masa yang terpantas.
Muhammad Al-Hakimi has just come across with the fastest lap of this session of 133.450.
Amrin Haziq juga sudah pun semakin baik, Daniel. Kalau tengok Amrin Haziq di tempat yang ketiga 1 minit 34.772. Itu yang kita mahukan. Persaingan sengit untuk setiap pelumba, terutama dalam kategori ini. Haida tempat yang kedua turun selepas Al-Hakimi mencatatkan masa yang lebih baik dengan 1 minit 33.450. 7 di sana itu ialah pendahulu Muhammad Al-Hakimi. Di belakangnya Haida. 2 pelumba yang mendahului menerusi catatan masa yang dilakukan, hanya dibezakan 0.288 saat. Jadi untuk lap ini kita harapkan akan ada catatan masa yang lebih baik akan dilakukan oleh Al-Hakimi dan juga Haida Nur Akmal Muhammad Zaki. Mereka sedang bersaing sesama sendiri untuk satu lagi lap.
Now here's Haida Nur Akmal and Al-Hakimi. First and second currently in the free practice session. Danish Abdurrahman has some catching up to do. He came across with 137.579 the last time round, so a little bit more to find for the likes of Danish. And it will be quite the dramatic conclusion to the penultimate round if Danish Abdurrahman does not land on the podium, because that means it will bring the likes of Amrin Haziq and Hazia Hakimi as well as Haida Nur Akmal back into contention, because they are really riding well in this free practice session.
1 minit 34.772 saat. Itulah yang terbaru dilakukan oleh Amrin Haziq. Dia kekal di tempat ketiga, tapi catatan masanya semakin baik. Kita sedang mengikuti, kita masih memperhatikan Al-Hakimi dan juga Haida yang hanya berdua saja mengharungi setiap selekoh. Untuk melengkapkan satu lagi pusingan di depan itu ialah Haida. Kalau di litar yang lebih teknikal akan ada banyak kelebihan kepada Haida. Cuma kalau high speed dia track bertubuh kecil ni mungkin mencabar sedikit, Daniel, untuk Haida terutamanya.
Yeah, for the smaller riders, the advantage is definitely down the straights. They will be able to get on the gas earlier. But the heavy riders do tend to have a bit more of an advantage when it comes into the long turns that we have here. Now looking down the straight, you can see the size difference there between Haida Nur Akmal and Al-Hakimi. They're both battling it out. It almost looks like teamwork from the pair of them, trying to find a way to catch up to the likes of Danish Abdurrahman. Danish, he came across, he did improve a 136.767, but he is in 8th position, so quite a lot of points would be taken away from him if he does not improve from where he is currently in the race, that is.
Perubahan kedudukan yang terbaru ialah Muhammad Firdaus Effendi, nombor 11, yang lakukan 1 minit 34.438 untuk naik di tempat yang ketiga, bermaksud dia sudah bertolak Amrin Haziq Johan di tempat yang keempat. Itu antara perubahan yang terbaru. Berbaki 2 minit 44 saat untuk sesi latihan bebas bagi Honda Dash 125 Challenge ini. Di kedudukan yang ke bawah sedikit, Akil Anwar naik di tempat yang ke-11 dengan 1 minit 37.373 saat. Lain-lain, Danish Abdul Rahman, Daniel semakin baik. Dia yang terkini di tempat yang kelima dengan 1 minit 34.831 saat di belakang Amrin Haziq Johan, menuju 2 minit 5 saat lagi.
Now just following these two riders once again. They've been riding as a pair since the start of the session, and they're doing well for each other. They're not disturbing each other's lines. They're just trying to feed off each other's slipstream, understand how to improve and where the other rider's stronger. And it's a pretty mature ride from these two young riders. Looking at the other, Danish Abdul Rahman, he's improved up into 5th now, a 134.831, so he's looking a bit better now. Amrin Haziq Johan, he's down into 4th. So Firdaus Effendi, he's splitting the top 4 fight for the championship in this session currently.
Di sektor yang kedua tadi, yang terpantas ialah Haida dengan 21.864 saat. Namun di awal ataupun section yang pertama taklah begitu baik.
So just 45 seconds left, more or less, in this Honda Dash 125 Challenge free practice session. We're looking at the same two riders, Muhammad Al-Hakimi and Haida Nur Akmal. They will be coming across the start-finish line now, and they will start their final lap of this free practice session. Danish Abdul Rahman, he's somewhere behind these two riders. Behind there, you can see as well Firdaus Effendi. Coming up the rear, that is Abang Muhammad Lukmanul, the rider number 1. He's down into 7th currently.
Tinggal beberapa saat saja lagi checker flag untuk tamatkan sesi latihan bebas bagi Honda Dash 125. Untuk sesi yang dah banyak sesi, kita berbaki 2 sesi lagi selepas ini. Namun berdasarkan catatan masa, kemungkinan tidak akan ada perubahan untuk setiap pelumba, termasuklah Firdaus Effendi tadi. Namun ini ialah Haris Effendi, nombor 13.
Well, that's good news. You can see him there standing there, because that is an ugly crash. But Haris Effendi, he's okay. He's standing up there at the start of the front straight. But I'm so confused as to how that happened. So let's see. Ooh, that is a wild crash for Haris Effendi. I think his tire just touched the grass where it's still slippery. It's still wet. The grass is wet, so that's going to be like ice. But my God, he is lucky to be walking away from that.
Betul, dan nasib baik. Nampak yang sebab kita lihat nampaknya okey. Dan lebih penting nasib baik dia bersorangan. Ui, Marshall kat sana. Ada.
There's another crasher. That's oil leaking all over the track. That's also at the last turn. That's Amrin Haziq Johan, I believe, or is that Amirul Ashraf? I thought it was number 3, but it's Amirul Ashraf who's gone out there, and that's a lot of oil that's leaked out on the track.
Lebih berhati-hati seleko.
And that's on the apex as well. So
dekat seleko terakhir tadi ni, seleko 8.
That's a fast place where they're going to be getting on the gas. But yeah, there's a lot of work now for the marshals to be done. But once again, that crash of Haris Effendi, I just want to take note of how lucky he is to be able to not have anything broken, because I've seen so many crashes like that end up in a broken collarbone, broken wrist, broken arm, so many ways that you can fracture your body. Oh, and there's another crusher there, right where the oil is leaking. So definitely because of the oil that was. He wasn't pushing, and it just the oil's right at the apex. So yeah, the marshals definitely have to get their work on now before we start the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series free practice. For now, these are the results for the Honda Dash 125 Challenge free practice. Mohamed Al-Hakimi and Haidar Nur Akmal, they've been consistent all throughout the session. Hazi Hakimi as well. Firdaus Effendi, all have been really good. Amir Nazi Johan, he's down there in 5th as well. Danish Abdul Rahman, the championship leader, he's in 6th. And for now, that is the tale that has been written for the free practice session. We wait now for the qualifying for this category, which will happen later on in the afternoon before the races that will begin on Sunday, tomorrow, for the penultimate round of the 2022 PETRONAS Malaysian Cub Prix Championship.
Ini ialah kedudukan berikutnya untuk melengkapkan 8 lagi pelumba. Baik, kita dah selesai Daniel, dan kepada anda yang menonton, kita sentiasa ingatkan, sentiasa kongsikan bahawa anda berpeluang menyaksikan secara langsung dan berpeluang ini. Cabutan bertuah, beli dan menang hanya dengan bermodalkan RM60 untuk beli happy bag. Anda berpeluang memenangi Yamaha Y15 ZR, hadiah utama Pusingan 9 di Litar Antarabangsa Sepang Selatan ini. Jadi kami nantikan anda, terutamanya esok, datang beramai-ramai untuk menyaksikan perlumbaan PETRONAS Cub Prix Pusingan 9 dan mungkin anda akan menang hadiah. Kita kembali semula untuk sesi yang berikutnya. Sesi untuk kategori Yamaha Petronas Super Series bagi latihan bebas. Membabitkan ramai untuk kategori ini, ada 23 pelumba yang akan kita saksikan sebentar saja lagi. Dan telah pun berada Litar, yang mana persaingan untuk kategori ini juga menarik sebenarnya. Walaupun ada penguasaan yang telah pun disahkan lebih awal, Daniel, terutama menerusi Adi Putra Soekarno sebelum ini di selepas pusingan yang ke-8 antara pelumba yang paling konsisten dalam kategori ini. 8 pusingan kesemuanya podium untuk Adi Putra. Hanyalah perlumbaan yang pertama saja di tempat yang kedua, selebihnya dia menjuarai. Jadi untuk kategori juga kita akan saksikan arah tsunami akan ada. Siapa lagi yang menariknya? Ahmad Ikram Danish, Adib Arshad.
Yeah, what can we say about Adi Putra Soekarno? If you see his record for this season, it's been an absolutely unbelievable season for him. A lot of drama chaos going on there.
Awal-awal dah nampak. Awal-awal pun dah nampak persaingan. Ini baru latihan bebas. Tapi kita boleh nampak kesemua pelumba begitu bertenaga, begitu bersemangat. Seolah-olah ini adalah sesi kelayakan dan juga perlumbaan. Tetapi ini adalah sesi latihan bebas yang pertama. Mungkin mereka memanfaatkan dana keadaan Litar yang kering pada waktu ini. Walaupun cuaca mendung, kalau ikutkan taklah hujan sekarang ini. Kita akan nantikan pencatatan masa yang akan dilakukan oleh semua pelumba yang telah pun berada Litar ketika ini, termasuklah Aras Tsunami.
Yeah, it's interesting. Our Tsunami didn't go in for the NVX Challenge free practice, but he's in here for the Yamaha Petronas Super Series free practice. So that is interesting. And it's quite a change. The riders, of course, having to be careful there at the last turn due to the oil spillage that we saw earlier. So one thing I want to take note of is, as I was mentioning earlier about Adi Putra, let's put it this way, the near perfect, and I use this word very strongly, perfect season. He's won every race except for round 1. In round 1 he got second place, and after that, from round 2 all the way until round 8, he's won every single race. Absolutely amazing performance by Adi Putra Soekarno. And yeah, he's not, I don't see him in free practice currently. Once again, whether that's to focus in the CP1 to 5 category, which once again, what a leapfrog that is. He's completely skipped WIRA KBS. He's gone up into the CP1 to 5 with the Maju Motor team, and he was 4th fastest. It's a very, very strong performance by the young rider. As you mentioned, he's really one of those spectacular riders coming up the ranks. Sometimes you can just tell when a rider is going to be special, and Adi Putra Soekarno, he is very, very special indeed.
1 minit 36.497. Itu adalah pendahulu setakat ini, iaitu Ahmad Ikram. Nombor 4 Adib Arshad. Adib Arshad untuk pusingan yang ke-9, dia memberikan tumpuan dalam kategori ini untuk Petronas Super Series di tempat yang kedua dengan 1 minit 37.374 saat. Di tempat yang kedua dengan 0.877 saat. Di permulaan ini ada 9 minit lagi. Menarik sangat Eden, ini kategori Super Series ini, itu Yamaha Super Series. Mereka nampak agresif pada sesi pertama ni.
Yeah, I think at this point there's nothing else to fight for these riders, so it's a bit easier going into this final 2 rounds. All they have to do is fight for the victory in the remaining 2 races that we have. And it's for some it may be kind of distraught, the feeling that, oh, the championship is over. But for others, they can look on the bright side and think, now I've got nothing to fight for other than each race, and all I can do is put in the best performance I can to show who I am to the world with the last 2 remaining races that we have. Of course, it's a good time to prove to the teams looking for riders that they deserve a spot up into the higher ranks of the WIRA KBS, or if you're lucky, like the likes of Adi Putra, straight into the CP125.
Adi Rashad meminta catatan masa Al-Shakir untuk dia mendahului dengan 1 minit 34.979 saat. Di belakang iaitu Al-Shakir, jentera nombor 8. Catatan masa hanya dibezakan dengan 0.798 dengan catatan masa Shakir ialah 1 minit 35.777 saat.
You can see that the magic white dust there where the oil was from the crash we saw early on. A lot of oil came onto the track, which also resulted in one of the riders slipping off there at the last turn. Bit of a wobble of the head there, I believe that's from Imam Fahmi. See them all bunched up. Very different style of this of riding from the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series riders. Of course, having a lot of them were first time racers in the proper championship, so they will have now matured after 8 rounds actually, 8 rounds completed, coming into this final 2 rounds of this championship. So it's going to be good to see some racing going on.
Dalam kelompok yang besar ini, sebentar tadi ialah Ikram. Kedudukan pendahulu sudah berubah, yang mana Ikram Dennis naik semula selepas dia melakukan 1 minit 34.863. Kemudian tempat yang kedua adalah milik Muhammad Al-Shakir Zufairi dengan 1 minit 34.966 saat, 0.103. Itu perbezaannya. Adib di tempat yang ketiga, Arash di tempat yang keempat.
Arash Tsunami looking quite strong in this Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series free practice. And I really do hope we get a bit more information as to why he didn't contest in the NVX free practice, but he is here in the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series free practice. Maybe he had a choice of only 2 races that he can do, perhaps, and then his choice was, I've already won the NVX challenge, maybe I'm going to try and get the feeling with the gears in the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series Championship.
Yang terbaru selepas mereka melepasi satu lagi pusingan, satu lagi lap, 1 minit 34.574, semakin laju. Diperbaiki catatan masa ini ialah pelumba yang sama, Ahmad Ikram Danish, masih lagi mendahului Shakir, masih lagi mendahului Adib Rashad, kerana mereka bergerak dalam satu kelompok. Ada 4, 2, 4, 6 pelumba dalam kelompok ini. Anda boleh lihat di situ itu 4-1. Nombor 4 itu Adib Ikram di sini. Nombor 7 termasuk Arash Tsunami. Jadi mungkin dari pusingan ke pusingan berbaki 5 minit ini, kita akan dapat saksikan catatan masa yang lebih baik akan dilakukan di kalangan pelumba-pelumba yang ada kelompok hadapan ini. Nampak bersaing rapat dari bahagian dalam. Adib Arshad, Adib Ikram Danish, Arash Tsunami.
Just over 4.5 minutes remaining now in the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series free practice. For now, the lap times within the 134s and 135, 136s. Actually, the gap between the top 4 and the rest is quite significant. In the top 4, everyone doing a 134 and 135 by Arash Tsunami. Everyone else doing 136 and below. So they come across now. Let's see if there's any shifts in the timing. Arash Tsunami, he improves his time. Muhammad Al-Shakir goes faster, a 134.362. So now we still have only the top 4 below 136s. Going in aggressive, that's Ahmad Ikram Danish, a very nice line taken there. Aggressive in, but it does compromise the exits ever so slightly. Taking a good look to the right side of his bike there is Ahmad Ikram Danish. They come down now into turn 3. You can see Arash Tsunami going from the outside into turn 3. Right up to the uphill stretch. It's a tricky one always to get that bike hooked around the apex of turn 9, getting the good, turn 3, apologies, getting the good exit. And running up the hill, Ahmad Shakir there as well in the mix. as well as Muhammad Al-Shakir there, a small young rider. As he makes his way up the free practice session, a very good time so far from him. Sector 1 not the best first sector from him, but he will get good slipstream as he comes around into the front straight. Being such a small light rider, he will have quite the advantage coming down now with the slipstream. He's just sticking onto the tail of Muhammad Sharul Izwan there. Comes across at 134.781, so not an improvement, but still a good time. Muhammad Sharul Izwan, he improves all the way up into 4th, so it's a really good time from Sharul Izwan. So now we have the top 7 riders all below 136, and the top 3 doing 134. So getting very scrappy there into turn 2. Now we have 2 minutes remaining, so the riders will have this lap and one more left in this free practice session for the riders on your screen right now. And at the front there, let's see, everyone just scrapping in for a better line. So these riders will have already been familiar with each other, how everyone else rides. And yeah, it'll be an opportunity for the likes of Tsunami this time around to get his 3rd podium in the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series. He's gotten a podium in round 3. Apologies, he's gotten a podium in round 4 and in round 6. So he'll be looking to make it 3 podiums in the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series.
1 minit 22 saat lagi sebelum tamat. Ini akan memberikan gambaran bahawa perlumbaan esok termasuk dalam kelayakan nanti akan sentiasa sengit dalam kategori Yamaha Super Series. Seolah persaingan ini konsisten, dia bermula seawal mereka masuk dalam litar sehinggalah menuju penghujung, berbaki kurang 1 minit lagi untuk kita menyaksikan pelumba-pelumba di depan yang mendahului Shakir, terutamanya Ikram, Adib dan juga Sharul Izwan. Jadi mungkin ini antara pastinya inilah lap yang terakhir untuk kelompok ini.
This is a good sign for a good race coming up tomorrow, definitely, because all these riders running together. But someone's just gone completely off there after turn 2. Wondering whether that's bike issues or just trying to let go of this lap and go back to the pit. For now, we follow these riders into turn 3. It's a group of 6 riders now. The group has thinned out slightly. No one has really improved in the top 10 other than Muhammad Hazim Badrul Hisham. Everyone else down into 15, 16. Ryan Kardani has a shot. They've improved slightly, but nothing much to shout about. As we come around now, we're going to see whether anyone's going to improve on this lap. And good look at each other, Ikram Danish and Adib Arshad. Both of them nodding to each other. Don't know what the communication there was. It's just typical riders being riders. The checker flag is out now, however, for the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series free practice session. They'll make their way around the last turn, and they will line up for the slipstream. Let's see if anyone's improving. Sharul Izwan has a good Sector 1. Adib Hakim Nazri as well, a good Sector 1. So let's see as they make their way down to the checker flag. Muhammad Al-Shakir got great slipstream out of there. But looks like no improvements for anyone. Looks like Adib Hakim did improve, but he remains 5th. I think it was Adar Tsunami just now that went wide at turn 2. So now everyone's just coming around to take the checkered flag. And we have concluded the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series free practice. It's been a cool morning session. Very good weather actually for riding, because we didn't have rain other than the slight drizzle and the rain this morning before we arrived. So good conditions for all the riders. They won't be too tired. Not much fatigue kicking in. And before we head for our lunch break, we will have one more session for this morning. It is the CP150 free practice free practice 2. So stay tuned, do not go anywhere. For now, these are the results for the Yamaha PETRONAS Super Series. Muhammad Al-Shakir in 1st and fastest, Ikram Danish 2nd, Adib Arshad 3rd, Sharul Izwan and Adib Hakim 4th and 5th respectively. Adar Tsunami coming in 6th, and that was really the first group that we saw, the front group that was really quick. And this lines up a really interesting race coming in for tomorrow's races. And with this being the second last run, everyone's going to go all out. The championship has been decided with Adiputra Sukarno as the champion. So plenty of action for us to witness coming up.
Inilah sesi terakhir. Sesi terakhir di sebelah pagi. Jangan salah fahamkan, kita ada banyak sesi lagi menuju di sebelah petang. Sesi yang lebih penting, sesi kelayakan. Namun kita nak selesaikan untuk latihan bebas. Ini adalah latihan bebas yang kedua untuk kategori perdana CP150 yang sedang kita saksikan. Nampaknya kali ini berbeza nak dibandingkan dalam sesi latihan bebas yang pertama sebelah pagi tadi. Yang mana sesi pertama selain faktor keadaan Litar yang basah, tapi kebiasaannya dalam sesi yang pertama tadi ialah pelumba-pelumba dari segi teknikal, dari segi setup jentera. Itulah sesi yang mereka lalui untuk adjustment. Namun yang kedua ini kita nampak permulaan yang bertenaga dengan 1 minit 16.695 saat. Awal lagi menerusi Muhammad Akib Aziz, ikuti dengan Faiz Zekri dengan 1 minit 17. Ada dua lagi pelumba yang lakukan 1 minit 17. Muhaimin Ramdan Rosli awal ni, namun banyak masa, ada 16 minit sebelum mereka berehat untuk kembali di sebelah petang nanti dalam sesi kelayakan untuk CP150. 3 petang, jam 3 petang adalah sesi kelayakan. Afif sudah pun kembali. Afif dengan 1 minit 15.290 untuk dia mendahului hanya seketika tadi Akid. Perubahan ini akan terus berlaku kerana selain banyak masa, setiap pelumba mahukan kedudukan lebih baik. Kasma belum lagi dalam kedudukan terbaik. Izzat Zaidi, Zakir memperbaiki kedudukannya dengan 1 minit 15.969 untuk berada di belakang Afif Amran. Baru 5 minit yang berlalu. 1 minit 15 bukan rekod baru ke dia?
I was just going to say that's nearly the lap record. That is that is 0.1 seconds away from the lap record done by Afif Amran, and what a start that is from him. And we have a fall already. That is Shahrul Shazras, I believe. Sorry, Idlan Hakimi. I do recall that Idlan Hakimi making his way up into the CP150 category. Another young rider on the rise is Idlan Hakimi. He has been impressive. We'll see what that is close. He nearly took out his teammate there, but good to see that he was unscathed from that fast crash. That's a really fast crash. And Hakimi is looking to make his charge and make his name recognized once again, and really show that he is quite the contender that we know him to be. All the riders really going aggressively now. The conditions are much better. Dry in most parts of the track. As we soldier on this session, you can see some riders just being pushed off that line, making way for the other faster riders coming through. For now, Afif has really started strong in this session, 0.5 seconds faster than anyone else. He'll be looking to really put a charge on for his championship hopes now. His teammate Izzat Zaidi, he's in second. But let's just say, if this was the race and Afif were to finish first, Izzat were to finish second, Afif would be crowned the champion. But we're speaking in hypotheticals. There's still a race to go on. Kasma Daniel there pulling way off there at the second to last turn. And there's Shahrul Shazras and Ayman Tairuddin. Ayman just squeezing Shahrul Shazras out of space there. Just under 13 minutes left in this free practice 2 session. There's Nazirul Izzat.
Izzat semakin baik. Catatan masa yang dilakukan 1 minit 15.816. Sebelum ini dia yang terpantas. Nama yang terbaru telah pun dilakukan oleh rakannya. Rakan sepasukan itu Afif dengan 1 minit 15.290. Di lain-lain kedudukan belum lagi ada perubahan, termasuk Nazirul Izzat dalam kelompok 5 pelumba. Dia di belakang Haziq. Nazirul Izzat lakukan 1 minit 16.429 saat. Haziq Fairuz. Tadi di tempat yang keempat ini Nazirul Izzat pencabar. Dia mahu keajaiban berlaku di sini di pusingan 9 di Litar Antarabangsa Sepang Selatan.
Oh, that's right. He's gone back into the pit there. We saw him indicating with his left leg there to show the riders behind him that he would be heading back into pit lane. It is a bit of a different entrance into the pit lane compared to other layouts and such. So they do need to signal early, which he's done well. So Nazirul Izzat still within a shout for the championship, but he does need for a lot of luck to be on his side to make that happen. But nevertheless, he will soldier on. He will keep the fight and the hopes up high.
Mungkin terlepas sesi awal pagi tadi kita dah banyak kongsikan gambaran-gambaran untuk saingan untuk cabaran atau pencabar dalam pelumba terbaik untuk kategori ini, yang mana kalau Afif menang bermaksud kita akan mengetahui lebih awal juara keseluruhan untuk kategori CP 150. Andai Nazirul Izzat yang menang di sini, kemudian Afif terkeluar dari top 3, mungkin debaran itu akan bersambung sehingga pusingan terakhir. Mungkin ada yang menonton ni mungkin mengharapkan perkara itu berlaku kerana ialah kalau penentuan kejuaraan berlaku di Batu Kawan akan lebih menarik dia. Tapi kita akan nantikan sebaik tamat di sini terlebih dahulu. Di pit juga tadi termasuklah pencabar untuk kategori ini, Izzat Zaidi. Dia juga akan menjadi penentu dalam saingan ini. Azroy di tempat yang keempat seketika dengan 1 minit 15.998 saat. 4 pelumba 1 minit 15 saat. Selain Azroy tempat keempat, di atas iaitu Muzakir, Izzat Zaidi, Afif. Jauh gap catatan masa yang dilakukan.
Getting dicey there for Muhammad Muzakir. Tried to hold the line, but just got in the way there. I believe that was one of the YAMAHA Jam Blue AHM Motorsports riders. But Muhammad Muzakir, he's done a good job so far in this session, 3rd fastest. We know he likes this layout of the Sepang International Circuit when it comes to results. There's Nazirul Izzat, he's just having a chit chat there still with his mechanics. Looks like they will be releasing him right now as he's on the screen. I think he's just waiting for the fast group to come out now so that he can latch himself for some good slipstreams. So we're having a decent session so far as well. 4th fastest at 1:15.998. So the top 4 all doing below 1 minute 16. So Shazraz as well, he's coming out. And there's your championship leader, Ahmad Afif Amran from the CKJ team. He's at Zaidi as well there. They're all just looking at the timings. And I'm sure they're very happy so far with how this session has been going. Ahmad Afif and Izzat Zaidi both 1st and 2nd. The 2 CKJ racing team riders in the best positions possible. What a lap that was from Afif though. His first flying lap, and it was nearly going to break the lap record that we've had here. That he might go out for one more short stint and try to get the rhythm in for another really fast lap. Yes, Azra Hakim Anwar. Tough season for Azroy. DNF in round 1, DNF in round 7. The DNF in round 7 is what stopped his championship charge, because he was coming back strong. A podium in round 3, 2nd place in round 5, and then in Terengganu he was victorious. But then that DNF just changed everything for him, and it was really unfortunate. But nevertheless, we know what Azroy's made of, and he'll be taking these last 2 rounds as an opportunity to just try and get the win. He won't be thinking about other people's championships for sure. He'll be trying to make his consistency well known. And for now, he goes 2nd fastest at 1:15.7. Ayman Zahiruddin, he goes 3rd fastest at 1:15.770. So that pushes Izzat Zaidi down into 4th. For now, Ahmad Afif still 0.4 seconds faster than Azra in second. It looks a bit, if we look at the timing screen, it looks like Afif and Izzat Zaidi have exited from pit lane.
0.414 saat yang terbaru gap di antara pendahulu. Itu bermaksud Afif meninggalkan pencabarnya Azrai Hakim. Minit 30 saat lagi sebelum tamat sesi latihan bebas untuk kategori CP150. Ini menuju seleko terakhir.
And Nazrul Izzat really nearly got out of shape there. So it's a good save from him to get that bike up right. There you can see Akid Aziz on the far right. Akid, a bit of a quieter session for him. He's 9th fastest at 1:16.558.
Baru tadi babitkan ramai di sini termasuk Nazrul Izzat, tak ada perubahan kedudukan mereka, kekal menerusi catatan mas yang dilakukan. Masuk Afif walaupun belum lagi kembali semula. Ini nampak gambaran dia akan kembali untuk berbaki 5 minit 40. Ini ialah Izzat Zaidi dan juga Afif akan kembali semula. Izzat Zaidi di tempat yang ke-6 dengan 1 minit 15 plus 9.04. Awal tadi kita tengok ada 4 pelumba dengan 1 minit 15 dan sekarang ini menjadikan 17 pelumba. Jadi semakin laju kesemuanya. Bermaksud dari segi setup jentera juga semakin baik untuk menuju perlumbaan pusingan 9. Itu yang kita mahukan.
And there they go now, the 2 CKJ Racing Team riders, Izzat Zaidi and Ahmad Afif Amran. They'll be looking to try and find their way to the back of this group, I think. There we go, yep. They'll be trying to latch on the slipstream.
Semakin laju, Daniel.
Oh dear, yeah. Azhar Hakim Anwar, 1:15.220, so getting even closer to the lap records. Aiman Tahiruddin as well goes second now, 1:15.235, so suddenly Afif's lap time not looking so special because even Iqbal Amri has done a 1:15.3.
Semakin laju. Azroy pula mendahulunya. 1 minit 15, 2.20. Aiman Tahiruddin juga semakin baik. 1 minit 15.235 saat. Bermaksud hanya perbezaan 0.015 saat. Afif ketiga, Iqbal 4, Zakir 5, Izzat Zaidi yang terkini di tempat yang ke-6, Nazrul Izzat 7. Shazras tempat yang ke-8, semakin baik untuk Shazras. Niazman ini agak ke bawah sikit Daniel dengan tempat ke-12 dengan 1 minit 16.616 saat. Akan menuju satu lagi lap, satu lagi pusingan dalam kelompok yang ramai ini melintasi satu lagi lap. Kita akan perhatikan kedudukan mereka kekal, tidak ada perubahan.
Helmies, who had a great free practice run in mixed conditions, is not having the best session so far. He is all the way down at 17th now with everyone improving. And I was going to mention that Kasma as well having a bit of a quiet session down in 13th, but Kasma has gone up into 8th, so he's well into the arm's reach of top 5. He's only 0.6 seconds off Azhar Hakim Anwar's fastest lap time in first place with a 1:15.220. Oh, getting really out of shape. Who was that? But yeah, Kasma getting well into the mix now. Some decent performances here before. It's the same HM rider. I wonder if it's Karol Ikon Ajiz. Keeps on going off track there. It's either Iqbal Amri. It could be Iqbal Amri actually. Either Iqbal Amri Cheryl is one or the likes. Yeah, for now, just looking across. see all these riders battling there. Shahzad just going into the front of this frame. Afif there, he slashed himself in this group. Afif last time round came around with a 1:15.705. There's Haziq Faris. Haziq, he's all the way down in 10th, but only 0.7 seconds off. It's the top time. So he's not too far off either, but there's Ahmad Afif. So that was Harold Ikonachis who went off at turn 3 twice. He's managed to confirm that looking at his helmet up close. There's Ahmad Tahirudin. So he'll be coming out at the pit lane now. He's only gonna have 1 minute. I don't think he's gonna make it around before the checker flag, if I'm very honest. He's come on of pit lane exactly with 1 minute 10 seconds left, so I don't think there's any way he's gonna get around in time. So a bit of a too late of an exit for Aiman. But now that's Afif Amran as he comes across. Azra Hakim Anwar has just demolished the lap record, a 1:14.542.
1:14 dia ni.
He's just destroyed the lap record. That's not even close. 0.6 seconds faster than the previous lap record. That is unbelievable.
1:14.
It's not even close for anyone else. That's a ridiculous time from Azroy. A 1:14.5. Not even a 1:14 high. It's a 1:14.5 from Azroy Hakim Anwar. It almost, I at first thought it was an error, but it sticks. It's a 1:14.542 from Azroy Hakim Anwar. That is the new lap record.
Rizat dengan 1 minit 15.224, ketinggalan 0.682 saat. Ke 1 minit 14, 1:14.542. Semakin ramai dan telah pun tiba menamatkan untuk sesi latihan bebas yang kedua. Jadi menuju petang nanti Daniel pasti akan lebih menarik. Pasti akan lebih berdebarkan untuk CP150 dan inilah catatan masa yang dilakukan Azroy Hakim, rekod terbaru 1 minit 14.542 saat. Zurizat di tempat yang kedua dan selebihnya ini 8 pelumba diikuti dengan selepas ini untuk kesemuanya 23 pelumba untuk CP150.
Power of dreams. RXX nyata teruja.
sukses tak ada definisi. Tapi bila kau sukses, kau akan jadi definisinya.
Berapa lama lagi kita mau hidup dalam ni?
Keju macam mandi. Kalau aku on je. Ini mandi lah.
Oh! Boy! Komputer! Apa cerita ni?
Ni, budak ni cari kau.
Pandai buat. Pandailah jaga.
Abang Madi! Ni Abang Madi kan?
Apa kalau nak masyarakat halal boleh tak ada masalah? Kita on malam ni.
Kau dah janji yang kau tak akan race haram lagi kan?
Untuk legend race katanya. Kenapa legend? Dia ingat dia legend ke? Ini baru betul legend. Baru keluar panas-panas. Lemah.
Hidup lagi ni barang kes. BGH 9234. Kau liao pat pang.